Grabby.
What's up, squad?
What's going on, everyone?
Can I get some 10s? Can I get some 4s, chat?
We're getting 20s, 90s, 40s.
Some 4s?
Check. Chat, give me some 10-4. Somebody reliable in chat that I can trust with a 10-4.
We got a first-time chatter coming in. Tuned in.
Let's go, Brocky. Thank you for the 10-4. We got Krabs in his Rizzy corner. We got the gang in the living room, the war room. We have to craft the most important prize picks entry of our lives. And we need to get surgical. And for whatever reason, we got to have it cooked by the end of today. So,
tell people from Twitter Spaces to jump over there.
Oh, yeah. Twitter Space homies, those who are listening on the Twitter Space, be sure to tap in to the Twitch channel at Boogit Sports. Way better experience. Come watch the gang craft the most important prize picks entry we'll ever have in our life. So we got to dial the fuck in. Pick 6 winners. Not for today's slate. It's all for Sunday for the Prize Picks World Championships. And shout out Hovey for spamming the link. Chat, before we get started, click that link and join our squad, because if we win this shit, you're winning this shit too with a free $2,000 entry. So let's get surgical and craft up this goon of a gob.
Let's go.
We've got Javon, Lauren, Michael J. Overs, Shelly, myself, Krabs in his Rizzy corner. And we have one job, and that's to pick 6 green squares for Sunday's 1 p.m. slate. There's several things I could say about the structure of this, but it's whatever. We got to do what we got to do with it. But only 1 p.m. games on Sunday. So that's for Vikings, Falcons, Bears, Saints, Rams, Packers, Commanders, Patriots, Ravens, Seahawks, Bucks, Texans, Cardinals, Browns. Literally the worst fucking games that you could imagine are in the noon slate. So that sucks. But we got to figure it out, chat. This is going to be a war room. We don't know how long this is going to take us, but we're definitely not going to rush it. And we're going to take our time with this. And it's more than likely we're not going to have a search stream today because we need to spend our time on this shit. So let's fucking go. Krabs, how we doing?
We're doing great. And we did some pre-lab work, went over a couple of the games, 9 a.m. Eastern, and got a couple squares that I like. I see a couple others as well in this note sheet that we're crafting up. But yeah, I mean, it might take all damn day to craft together the 6-piece. We can't rush it. We got to let the squares come to us, folks. We can't force. All right, I know the games aren't great, but there's plenty of squares out there for us that are about to turn green. We just got to find them.
Any interesting discoveries on your pre-lab work, Sesh?
Yeah, I got a couple discoveries. I'm happy to run through some of these. I think Stroud is a decent look to bounce back this week. I think he was kind of a bust last week.
Can I pause you there? I think one of our head surgeons heavily disagrees with that.
I'm kind of with Krabs. I just looked at his pass yards, and there hasn't been a single quarterback that hasn't absolutely mashed 234 yards, including Desmond Ridder, who threw for 250.
You're saying against the Bucs?
Against the Bucks, yeah. I mean, it's not like they're giving us a crazy number. They're just giving us his average.
I think the book's out on Stroud.
We don't even have odds for it.
Yeah, that makes it tough. Can we get what does props.cash look like? Nothing? They got nothing?
They have 4 quarterbacks out there.
They don't even have
any newness.
That's pretty much all you need to look at, though, because it's not like he's been starting for much more than that.
Yeah.
What about back in Nico Collins or Tank Dell this week?
I think before we just dive right into just yes or no on squares, I think we got to establish the framework of this fucking entry.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to go through all the games real quick?
Before we even do that, let's come to agreement. Are we going unders in here?
Yeah, dude, we have to.
We're going unders?
Yeah, I think we have to.
We have to.
We have to. Wait, yeah.
Less than's might be. Mike, you
should go through each game and get the game.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. We should go through.
Yeah, that's what I want to
decide
do.
Who's going to cover the spread.
Yeah.
Who's going to win on the money line if it's a short spread, if it's going to go over under, and then from there decide from that game script what players are going to play well. I think one rule I would like to possibly add, I don't want to be fucking around with tackles for the biggest.
No tackles, no feet. All in favor of no tackles, no feet.
No feet.
We might have to go feet, though. We don't have that many choices. We might have to go a kicker or something, potentially.
We're going to need a crazy sell job.
Yeah, the feet sell job is going to have to be out of this fucking world. Out of this world. But no tackles, no defense bullshit. Fair?
Yeah, that's fair.
That's
rule
number 1.
I think there's a free square for feet, but I don't want to get into it just yet. But there is one that I absolutely would go to the game.
Trent, just walk us through game by game starting with Vikings,
right.
Falcons.
No tackles.
With the spreads. This doesn't have the spreads on it.
Chat already loves Koo.
Yeah.
Blame him for
Is
that.
it chat? Is chat saying Q?
Yeah.
Koo
Is that
is-
what you like?
That's who it is.
Q's not a free square like it used to be. I will say.
But they are playing the Vikings, who aren't going to be able to move the ball, and we already know that the Falcons just love settling for field goals. I don't care who it is, Heineke or
Yeah, that's what I'm
Ritter.
scared of because he looked so good when he came in.
It's
I think
He,
he
he
can
was
move.
dotting.
If
If
it's
Heineke,
Heineke,
Heineke can move the ball,
Yeah.
but I don't think he'll be able to punch it in every drive, and they'll have the ball a lot.
All right. Let's walk through each game here. Ravens Seahawks is a noon game, and the spread is 6 in favor of the Ravens
in
and it's-
Baltimore.
in Baltimore, and it has the highest over on the board, which definitely is important because that's the highest total in the noon games. So that's definitely got to be a prop game for sure.
For sure.
Has to be.
Has to be.
I wouldn't mind 2 squares from that game.
Let's take some options. I'm gonna write them down. What were your 2 squares that you wouldn't mind?
No, I'm saying like if we want to over leverage
Oh,
the game.
are we gonna? That's a good question.
Let's
Are we
see.
gonna have to double dip because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we don't have to double dip if we don't
Yeah.
want to,
Good point.
but it might be needed. Squares were interested in the Seahawks Ravens game. DK and Mark Andrews.
Definitely DK.
Definitely DK.
I said DK yesterday because I feel like, and this has no statistics to back it. It's just been since I've been watching football. Is that the game after Tyler Lockett busts? It's never him again, and he just had like 2 touchdowns, like 100-something yards. And I feel like when it's not Tyler Lockett, it is always DK.
I'm down. I would be very down. We can dive deeper on that.
DK's fantasy score got bumped down from 13.5 to 13, by the way.
Okay.
All right, get him out.
Okay.
Get him out. Get him out.
Yeah,
Bump
Tyler
down.
Lockett though, do they have him up?
I think we should stick with the Ravens side, though.
I
Yeah.
agree.
I think in the past game we should be good, whether we're taking Lamar or Andrews or Flowers or one of the 3,
Mhm.
because the Seahawks run defense is fantastic this season. So Lamar's going to be slinging.
Yeah, I mean,
Would you
Lamar's passing yards is interesting. Mark Andrews going with the go well guy. I would not mind one bit.
Fantasy score.
I think we try to pick a Raven. I'm with you.
Mark Andrews fantasy
Wait,
score.
leave those up, Crabs. Not the fantasy score. Let me see this.
Flowers always sells. He should be banned.
Do you like Lamar's
Yeah, look
touchdowns?
at the
Yeah, I
touchdowns.
don't mind a touchdown.
Yeah, I don't mind
Lamar
that.
more than 1.5 touchdowns.
Wow.
And it's rushing, passing, all that good stuff.
That one, that could be the one.
I really like
Could be
that.
it.
That could be it.
You want to say that to Crabs?
Crabs, thoughts on what's going on here? Thoughts on the touch, that one you're looking at?
What's good with them just handing it off to Gus Bus at like the 5, and he scores like 3 touchdowns.
Dude, okay. I will say, as I've been sweating Mark Andrews touchdowns, Lamar is AP in the red zone.
Let's get some
fine,
clues,
right?
Rush.
It's supposed to
Yeah,
sling.
no, that's what I'm saying.
That's so good to see too.
I would be more than down to no stack Lamar with Mark Andrews. I think that would be a successful game plan. I don't know if it would be better to take his passing yards. I don't know if it'd be better to take his rushing yards, which also looks like it's about a smack, or the 1.5 touchdowns, which you guys were just talking about, which I also like. I would like to stack Lamar with Mark Andrews if you guys, have any opinions on that. I think
Andrews is that we'd probably have to take his fantasy score, which would low touchdown to be a part of that. It's not guaranteed that we need that with the Lamar
Right.
combo touchdowns.
Yeah.
I feel like we shouldn't stack.
feel like we
I think
shouldn't
we should go
stack.
game by game, and then if we don't have anything else, we stack.
Down with that.
I don't know that he gets there without 2 touchdowns, though.
Like we can narrow it down
20 and a
later.
half.
That square's been
Oh my
fucking
gosh.
cursed, dude. It's been cursed as fuck. He's gone over his
which one?
the Mark Andrews receptions.
So,
Chat, I see you guys saying, is it too late to change my pick in the championships? What the fuck do you think OT Mag's doing right now? Nothing. All right, we're up at the ass crack of dawn,
We're
getting
trying.
surgical, man.
We're trying.
Fuck out of here. God damn it.
So you're telling me you guys don't love Mark Andrews?
I think I'd rather go Lamar, and then I think I'd rather go Lamar, and after we go through the rest of the games, if we still are like fighting for a square, game stacking Andrews could be a move, but I don't want to like force a game stack early.
Yeah.
Okay.
definitely Need to force a game stack.
Trent
Okay.
is botting on his iPad.
Dude, what am I supposed to do here? Well, let me open it.
Ron, you like this 1.5 pass rush receiving tutty?
Yeah, I do. I think he's gonna be throwing a lot this
You
game.
think
Yeah.
that's the better one out of these three?
These are facts that we need to know. Seattle is the 7th best against tight ends. Like, where was that nugget, Krabs?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, let me get my fucking NFL encyclopedia out for you real quick.
We kind of need the encyclopedia.
We kind of need it. Like, someone's got to be the encyclopedia for the kid.
see their face though. I feel like it really
We need you know what we also need? We need like a noble, not predicting game scripts, but game plans.
Yeah, but
we
they
need
don't-
a square like that, like a rush attempt or
They
like
don't
just a
have
game
those.
plan.
They don't
We
have
need, like,
any
a
of that.
That's
Joe
what this would
Rogan.
be for Lamar if he had passed himself.
We need a Jamie who's just looking at stats.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
We
need
need
a
someone who's just ready for stats.
To counter that argument that they're 7th best against tight ends, they've played against.
Yeah, I was looking. They've played maybe one good tight end.
Well, Laporta 8 on them.
I know.
Yeah,
That's what I was about to
Laporta,
say. Laporta 8.
Laporta
They
Gronk.
faced 0 other tight ends that are worth a shit.
Other than Darren Waller, but that was with.
I don't think he
Downs.
counts.
Yeah, shouldn't count.
Daniel Jones cancels him out.
Yeah, Daniel Jones is in that offensive line. Just makes it null and void.
No, I'm in for Mark fantasy score. I think that's my favorite Andrew square.
Really?
I think that is my favorite Andrew square. Also, that would correlate if you wanted to take Lamar either at the 1.5 for passing touchdowns, rushing touchdowns, or passing
My
yards.
favorite.
Go game by game and just find every prop you like in the game, write it down,
Yeah,
and then
then
go
we'll
back
narrow
through at the end and just pick.
Yeah, so put Lamar touchdowns and Mark Andrews fantasy score, and then we'll move to the next game.
Okay.
Do we want all on the note sheet that I sent?
Do we want anything on the Seahawks side of the ball? Like, do we want to look at some squares just to be like maybe, maybe not?
Judge, can you grab a pen from my room?
No DK.
In my
Okay,
desk?
I'm down for no DK. I don't like that things got bumped down.
I don't either. I'm with you, Mike.
Yeah, I feel like with no DK and no Lockett. We're kind of
Yeah, that is always
Pushed
a
out of that
coin
game.
flip.
Like,
Yeah,
dude-
unless you guys wanted to get weird and take something like Myers kicking field goals and this offense stalling out, like I genuinely think that'd probably be my favorite Seahawks square. I don't love them at all.
How deep is that Ravens secondary? Like, obviously, it's not something we want to hang our hat on, but JSN could be a vibe.
Ahan, dude. This is your game, bro. Ravens, Seahawks. What are your thoughts, Ahan, on a Lamar Jackson 1.5 touchdown square?
Rush receiving.
Rush-
Sorry, rush passing.
Yeah. Would love to hear your thoughts. Oh my, dude, is the Panthers game at 1 p.m.?
Yeah.
No, it
No,
is.
no, it's at 3.
It's not?
No.
Why? What were you gonna say? Thielen?
Thielen, dude, he's been absolutely fucking grubbing.
Rubbing.
Ahan says, I suggested DK plus Flowers over half a touchdown and Lamar over rushing in the morning.
That's getting real cute.
Shelly Bart.
I didn't fart.
I think Lamar is going off in this game. Like I'm down to take the touchdowns if you guys want to. I think all these squares are going to smack, to be honest with you. I think they're very telling. His passing yards being this high, his rushing yards being that high. I think he's about to go off in this game and carry his team.
I'm with it.
Do you guys want to take the touchdowns for now? Is that the consensus favorite?
I'm just going to write it down in a little box here for this game.
Yeah, but not commit on anything. Just-
Lamar TDs
Yeah.
and Mark fantasy score. I just think, do y'all really want to put your fucking head on your pillow at night knowing there's a goat whale in a mega entry?
Green is green.
Huh?
Green is green.
Green is green. Green is definitely green.
Okay, so I think our favorite squares from this game are that Lamar Tutties and Mark Andrews fantasy score, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Lamar yards? Passing yards.
Dude,
What? Were we just talking about that?
I like that better than the passive Tutties, but you guys all like the Tutties, which I'm also cool with. And I think he's going to be scoring and leading this offense. Like, I really think that all these Lamar squares are about to hit.
I like the touchdowns.
Okay. I'm going to write Lamar yards too as well. We can go back and debate that in a minute later.
Okay.
Lamar. Do they have this rush plus passing?
No.
No.
No,
Okay.
they do not, unfortunately.
The next game.
Okay. I don't think we really have any Seahawks, folks. I'm going to be honest.
Dude, I'm so bummed about fucking PrizePicks app not working on that.
No, we can't use we can't do the Dolphins game,
Like hasn't been.
right, Krabs?
Yeah, no Dolphins game. It's just the 1 p.m.ers, folks.
Computer upstairs.
We got a first-time chatter, Logan Thomas or Jahan Dotson over receptions. Patriots like to take the number 1 receiver away, so they'll lock up Scary Terry. See, I agree with that from our first-time chatter, but also Terry got bumped up on his receiving yards, which I thought was pretty shocking.
That's just because people probably are blind betting him because he's pretty green.
All right, let's move to the next game. Let's start. Let's go Vikings Falcons.
Okay.
Let's not forget about unders.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's not forget
I'm
about
only
any
seeing Bijan and Koo,
for the Falcons.
unless mine's just tripping.
Get John under.
Yeah, that's all they've got for the
Yeah,
Falcons.
Drake London might not be playing. He might be playing. I don't know. what's
Yeah, we
going
don't
on.
know yet.
They've-
Lauren's going to hate this, but Bijan did get bumped down a couple times on his rushing square.
But they had that it opened too high, and they know it. There was
I'm
no.
legally obligated to tell you that it got bumped down.
I'm just saying that's not a
Okay.
guy you want to take an under on, respectfully, because 60 is not hard for him to get.
I think it is kind of hard for him to get. He's only got it twice in his last 5 games.
He kind of grubbed last, or not? He didn't grub, but he was getting carries.
They were working him back in.
So that's ridiculous. They were giving us 2 Falcon squares to work with. What about Vikings?
It's opened up at 63.5, and it's down to 59.5. It's gone bumped down 3 times.
They've got 3 squares total. They've
Yeah,
got
that's what I'm
3
saying.
total squares, and it's Falcons
But
Vikings.
also, like Heine starting, like we don't know. Like I don't know anything about this game. We don't know who's starting.
Hawkinson's the other square, and I don't think
Why is he so low? What the fuck?
it's because of Hall, but I don't think you could take this and hang your hat on it at
Yeah.
the end of the day.
Ahan also.
I think we.
Ahan says move on from this game and come back to it.
Yes, I was literally just about to say that. We should move.
Let's move. We're wasting precious time.
Take us to the next game, Trent.
Let's go to Packers Rams, shall we? They've got 4 squares up, and 2 of them are Romeo for the Packers. And for the Rams, they've got 1 fucking square up.
That's incredible, really.
I mean, how the hell are we supposed to win this shit?
Dude, get that out. Get that thought process out of your brain. We're hitting the shit. We're winning the shit.
You're right.
Come on. I don't care if they give us 6 squares. We're picking the right ones. We're winning the shit. Come on.
Mike's, you're a little static. Is that
Static.
confirmed? Popcorn? 10-4 Rizzies?
You guys sound good to me. We'll see what
What?
Chad says.
He's listening the exact same way Chad listening.
All G. All right, W's. Popcorn face better now. Thank you, Chad.
Wait, you don't have a goose square?
They do.
Oh, okay.
All right, so how many? There were fucking 3 squares for that Falcons game. I'm going to write that down. We're
I'll say
moving.
this, I don't trust Jordan Love with anything.
Jordan Love had 7 yards at halftime.
The Rams only won.
Huh?
Aaron Donald for the Rams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's 3 fucking squares or 4 squares for this.
So Matt Stafford is probably not going to be playing in this game, which is probably why that spread keeps moving to the Packers. They're sitting at -3 now, right? Like they don't deserve to be -3 against anybody after what we saw last week, right? I think we can all agree on that. It's probably going to be no Stafford. That's probably why there's no Rams squares really up here, besides Donald defensive square.
That's true.
So, I mean, the total's down from 43.5 to 39.5. We could get weird and maybe try to snag some less thans here, but probably not Christian Watson. I'll tell you that much.
It's growing, yeah.
Check on my mic. Check. 1, 2, 3. L mics, W mics.
Just sounds like something's like scraping around.
That was
Might have been my
That
eyes.
was Mikey, baby.
Might have been my eyes.
Check. 1, 2, W mics. All right, we're good. We're
Yeah,
good.
W's.
All right, so this game, Rams Packers, 39.5 is the total. That is it's the second lowest total on the board. Maybe potential unders there.
Sons.
We got a couple though.
Got a couple what?
Low totals.
Yeah.
Cardinals, Browns, and both Vikings, Falcons are 37.5.
All right. I mean, so we've got Aaron Donald to get a fucking sack or not, and
Popcorn back.
Dude, fuck.
Dude, the mic is fine. I can't hear shit. You guys
I
are
know.
fine.
You're like one little fucking scrape of popcorn. They all
I
just,
mean, it's gonna be
and for Packers, there's Watson, Jordan Love, and Dobbs for reception and yards. Fuck, man.
Why is Dobbs receiving yards so freaking high?
Is it high?
Dude, and he's been feeding it.
That's low considering his average.
I mean, look at his last 3 games. He's barely hit that.
Yeah, I mean, he barely sniffed it the last 3, yeah.
Dude, how come we
You
don't
can
have
tell
Cooper
that he's
Cup
becoming
up?
his favorite receiver.
I just want to take Cooper Cup.
I know. Where the fuck's Cooper
Like, where the
Cup?
hell is Cooper Cup?
Loves Dobbs.
texting one.
You said Stafford's not going to play, Krabby?
Stafford's probably not going to play from what I'm hearing and looking at that spreads. I mean, I'd be willing to bet that he's not going to play.
Check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay.
Could be huge.
W mods.
This one, you trying right here? This one.
And mods, drop the link in here too for people to join if they're joining late. Okay.
Will you go grab the players off the?
I actually wouldn't mind Romeo.
What's
Oh,
up, Hans?
John, what's up with this square, dude? Why is Romeo getting freaking juiced up this week?
Not really sure. I mean, it seems like a fair line, but it's hard to trust that offense right now. But if somebody's going to do it against that Rams defense, I
Fact
wouldn't
rules.
mind keeping tabs on it. I do hate, though, when they put up a reception square and receiving yards very, very early for the same guy. That
I
usually
mean, I hate to say it too, but like, do we dare buy low on Christian Watson?
Fat girls, bro. You don't think we fucking said our 2 cents about that? There's not much we can do about it. We got to have the entry crafted by fucking 4 p.m. today. And there's nothing we can do. We've already bitched about the squares. We've bitched about the 1-day notice. There's nothing they can do.
If you're not going to help in the chat, don't bother bitching.
Yeah, or just don't bother fucking chatting, please.
Thoughts on Christian Watson?
Can I be honest? Can we put a pin in this game and come back?
Yep.
Down.
I hate this game.
Down.
Can we go to the Manders game?
Please, let's go to the Commanders game, Krabs. Can you walk us
Commanders.
through the Commanders game, Krabs?
Yes. So here's what's good with the Manders game. We're playing up in New England. We're getting 3.5 points. Looking like we might move to 3. And that total has moved up, actually. One of the few totals this week that has moved up. I'll tell you what. I mean, the Manders are clearing house. I'd be surprised if Ron Rivera is our head coach next week, let alone next season at this point. I don't really know what to expect from the offense. I will tell you that Bill Belichick always dominates rookie QBs. So I'm a little bit worried about my guy Sam Howell coming off almost a 400-yard game. He's sitting at 237.5 pass yards. Now, this did get bumped up. So I'm not really in the mood to fade this, but I think it's worth our time at least looking at it. They've got some Sam Howell squares up that are making me think he's probably not going to have his best game against the Patriots. And I already kind of thought that, considering, Bill Belichick dominates rookie QBs.
Yeah. I heard you talking about that earlier.
Dominates, dude. As a Jets fan, every time we walk out of the rookie QB, we walk out with a skeleton.
Yeah.
Han
I'm a
says
little bit worried.
I ran projections on this game this morning, and I can promise you now that my 2 whole nuts are on the table for Logan Thompson reception.
I love
That's what I was going
Logan
to
Thomas.
say. Like Jahan Dotson, I would be willing to not exactly sell and fade him, but somebody else is going to do it. I think it's going to have to come from Logan Thomas.
I love Logan Thomas.
Yeah.
Logan
I get
Thomas
that.
is a square that's catching my attention.
You never got to worry about Logan Thomas's heart or effort.
I put it
You
in
never got to
the
worry about it.
At the end of the day, dude, I want guys who are giving us heart. I want
You're going to
guys
get it from LT.
who are going to give it their all, man, whether they hit or not, knowing that they're putting their heart on the field, dude.
I love
I mean, until he gets hurt again and his leg explodes, he's going to give it your all. He's going to go out there and risk his body. I mean, you saw that fucking touchdown he had a couple weeks ago where he got concussed and still caught the ball. That's the kind of guy we want our coins on. LT.
You say concussed.
A couple weeks ago. Yeah.
Does it all the time.
It's not snowing this weekend.
Is he okay?
Are we opposed to
He's
possible?
totally fine.
Whoa, P1 Bets has a fantastic point.
What do you say?
For how much coin is on the table for this fucking competition. Lamar Jackson has told us before he does not give a fuck about our parlays.
Yeah, but he's gonna bust, so we're gonna take advantage of him busting.
Okay, I'm not going to let that be the reason we don't take him. Just want to.
Are we opposed to Patriots squares, Krabs, with the Commanders basically just selling shit? I know they're
There's
most
only one out, my man. Unfortunately,
Jones rush yards.
I'm telling you, Mac Jones is running for 4 yards.
I mean, I like the square. Like, I wouldn't be opposed to taking this against our new shit D line now.
I can't have my nuts on the line.
This is-
for this
yeah,
square.
that one is.
Them not giving us Patriot squares makes me think like someone like Ramondre Stevenson is gonna have a fucking day.
I don't like that.
I mean,
That
we
was-
can't take
Why-
Mac. We can't take Mac.
We can't do that.
But it's just the fact they're not giving us any
I'm
squares.
telling you, the 2 times that I remember it specifically being up early is those 2 green bars that are on that chart.
Really.
Dude, and just like if he gets it, it's done.
Plus, like nobody in essence like says it would make sense to take it because the Commanders' defensive line would be getting no pressure like on paper because they just sold everybody on the defensive line. Why are they putting that up then?
Let's put him on the notebook.
Mhm.
Put him down.
Yeah,
for the
he's
notebook.
in there.
Put him down on the notebook, True.
What?
Mac Jones rush yards.
Chat, we know there's not shit on the board. We've already bitched.
Wait, Chad, is there not that many squares up right now?
We've already bitched. We've already pled our case. There's nothing to be done about it. So fuck off and fucking lock in, please.
Javon, thoughts on fading Sam Howell? I kind of wanted to until I saw him get bumped up on his passing yards.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about fading him. It's like I think he's gonna have a tough time for a little bit, but I also think this is gonna be a back and forth game. I think the Patriots are gonna score too, so that's my one concern. I don't know if it's gonna be like 16-13. I think the Patriots offense has a decent day, so he might be throwing a lot.
Is there anything else on the Commander side that we want to write down to come back later to?
Probably not, to be honest with you. Like, I feel like Terry getting bumped up was interesting, but also the Patriots always eliminate the number 1 receiver every single time.
So I was about to say, Krabs, I feel like the one thing Dave talks about a lot is that the Patriots just take away the one thing that you're really, really good at. I know when they played the Dolphins, they just let them get those short dink and dunks. Like, is it a thing where the Patriots go, okay, you're not going to be this deep with Terry and Jahan, and we just take Logan Thomas receptions and Sam Howell's just dink and dunking his way down the field?
Dude, I'm not opposed to taking Logan Thomas at all. Logan is Sam Howell's safety nets. And if we think that Sam Howell is going to maybe struggle a little bit or, at least probably not look as good as he did last week when he had 400 yards almost against Bill Belichick and a coach that dominates rookie QBs, I wouldn't be opposed one bit to backing the safety net and Logan Thomas in this spots. I'll tell you right now, even with Terry getting bumped up, I don't want to back Terry. I feel like Dotson, I kind of like this week. I know you guys were thinking about maybe wanting to fade him, but I feel like he's starting to get going. I wouldn't mind backing Jahan Dotson receiving yards, but I know that looks like it's kind of free after the last couple weeks.
I never hate Jahan Dotson, but I feel like I don't want to be in charge of that square.
I think that might be the first time they put up the reception square in the span of like those last 2 games where he's actually started busting. So that's a concern, I would say.
That's a concern for you?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Okay. All right. I think we go with Logan Thomas then and we move.
Yeah,
I
let's
love
move.
it. I love Logan Thomas, dude.
Also, just want to throw this out there. There are some combo touchdown squares available. Don't forget about those. And don't be afraid to take some less thans on those.
Yeah, definitely not.
Not every single one of them is catching a touchdown.
Definitely not.
Okay, so we're over the Pats Commanders game. What I got out of that is potentially a Logan Thomas, whatever, and Matt Jones potentials.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
What did you like for LT? What did you guys like for LT? His receiving yards, his catches?
I'd rather
Receptions.
receptions, man.
Yeah. Let's save that for our debate when we come back and craft. Let's move to the next. Let's go to Bears Saints, shall we?
Meat on table. I want Alvin Kamara in there.
Wow. Our first
You want to
meet,
start with Kamara?
Yeah.
I'm seeing a half a passing yard.
What?
Taysom Hill.
Oh,
Yep.
Don't fall for that. He had like 40.
is that a taco?
Use code
I
BOOM.
mean,
What did Taysom have last week?
and this chart is not correct,
Yeah, the charts aren't right.
but I looked this up earlier, and I would not mind fading this at all. Let me pull up his freaking stats.
So did he not have 44 passing yards?
No, he did last week. He did.
He did, but they
So
show the games that he throws a pass in on the chart.
So if he doesn't throw a pass,
Throw a pass in on the chart.
We did tail it on prime
yeah.
time, and I don't think he threw a pass. So that feels like
So, yeah, so last week he had 44 yards, and it's so annoying that when I type in anything, it goes away after 10 seconds on here. But he had 44 yards last week. The week before he had 0. The week before that he had 4. The week before that he had 0. The week before that he had 13. The week before that he had 0. The week before that he had 8. And the week before that he had 0. So it seems like a pattern where they're using him every other game, maybe for some trickery, and they take him off for a game. I mean, I wouldn't mind fading him and taking his less than pass yards this week after he had a 4-piece last week. I feel like that's a solid player.
Crabs, I feel like the Chicago Bears aren't a team that like you bring out like
No.
your good plays for.
That's what I
Like
was
you're
about to
saving
say.
those for someone that's not the Bears.
yeah. And
I don't see them getting cute with that.
every running back I
Yeah,
looked up
like-
feasted on their receiving yards against the Bears as well.
Yeah, I was about to say,
Really?
why are we even touching the square, boys?
no, we're
can
not.
we
We're not.
just-
We're not. We're not touching.
This
Dude,
is
why would we not touch this? This is hitting.
insane edge slash
I-
lead on this.
I don't
then
want to
there's
play
no
the.
need.
I don't want to play the guessing game on whether or not he's going to throw a pass.
It's not a guessing game, dude.
It is a guessing game.
Unless you have an insane edge, Crabs, that you're inside the locker room, you're in Taysom Hill's DMs or something.
You're right. Let's just take all the best players on every team.
No,
No,
that's
I'm
not,
not saying
No.
that.
Oh,
that's not what we're saying. It's
I'm not
just
saying
let's
that. Is
flip.
Logan Thomas the best player on the Commanders?
Let's flip.
Honestly, yeah. You might think.
You might as well. Really, might as well flip a coin to decide whether or not the Saints are going to call a passing play for Taysom Hill. That's.
Well,
You know what I mean? Like, I'm shocked that you're wanting to get involved with that.
all right, let's talk about Kamara and how we
Yeah.
want to attack this kid. All right. Kamara's been an absolute wagon in fantasy. I mean, just an absolute stud. He's the centerfold of this offense. I want to know from Josh, how is this Bears defense going to hold up against Kamara in the air, right? We saw the Bears get absolutely smoked on Thursday night, Javon, by a running back through the air. I mean, Sunday night with Trent against the Chargers. We saw Eckler absolutely tear up the Bears. Are we going to see Kamara do the same thing today? This weekend?
He's
Alexander
doing the same
Madison
thing.
had like 44.
I would take his receiving yards over his rush yards for sure. Because our rush defense is like low key not that bad for how bad our defense is, but we cannot play a screen to save our
You
lives.
can,
So he's a
dude,
feast.
Krabs, I don't know how the fuck Eckler was able to score on that touchdown pass. That was a little screen, bro. He made that
He had
shit.
a couple where he tiptoed down the sidelines and had a nice little 30 burger, 25 burger in the air. Yeah. He was tearing him up. Gosh, there's a lot of ways to attack Kamara.
Chad, we
I
were
wish they
talking
had his combo yards.
Chat loves a lot.
yeah, they love a lot.
Chad is bricked
I mean,
over
he
a
has
lot.
had in his last 3 games 10 targets, 15 targets.
I'm going to
and
tell
9
you right
targets.
now, we're not putting a Nukenheimer in this shit.
Mikey says Nukenheimers in the entry are potentially cursed. Ahan, thoughts on Olave versus Kamara? I think for Kamara, it's either his fantasy score or his receiving yards.
Yeah, I like either.
For his fantasy, he needs a touchdown, right? Most likely.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And, like,
I don't
that
think he's
square
going
here.
over without a touchdown.
And that touchdown was weird. They only had 3 last week.
A lot of running backs feasted in the air, including Brian Robinson, Madison. Like when you look at their receiving yards, I think a lot of them went more than. I mean, you just watch Austin Eckler eat, and I feel like Kamara's getting hot. But I mean, Chris Olave has been in that due spot for about fucking 4 weeks.
Josh, how do you think this game goes? Like, do you think the Saints got out to an early lead and the Bears are just fighting back, or do you think this is like going back and forth all game?
I think it'll be going. I mean, I don't think it's gonna be going back and forth, but
Not back and forth.
it'll be like a 24-17.
24-17.
But here's another interesting angle here. Like, let's say the Saints are up big in this game against the Bears, who are now getting 8 points as the spread continues to move. Are they going to be, adamantly getting Kamara the rock 100 times in the air and risking him getting hurt when they're already winning this game? Probably not.
Krebs, I got a question for you.
Feed me.
There's a certain square up there for a touchdown, and we watched Kamara on primetime get stopped at the 1 about 7 times.
Oh yeah.
Could that be a possible? I know I'm Mikey Moore this, but could that be a possible less than a Kamara to get a touchdown?
No, that's way too cute.
That's a crazy play. Hold on.
Coming out of
Just-
his mouth.
Don't ask that to Krabs, bro. You know what he's gonna say.
Yeah, Krabs is gonna love that.
But what do you guys? I'm just throwing out narratives, right? I mean, we watch him on primetime.
No, I like it. I like it. He did have a tutty last week.
That's
He did
just
2 last week.
It's not like he gets touchdowns at a super, super, super high clip. I mean, he
You're right.
fucking
No,
feasts
he doesn't.
in the air. If you're saying, if you go with the narrative where the Saints are up big and they're not going to want to just continue to pound Alvin Kamara, they're probably not going to get him a touchdown.
I will say anybody in this competition is probably jumping to Kamara and clicking more.
Yeah, he's gonna be in everything.
But they're going to
Bro,
click.
he ain't scoring, bro.
They're gonna clear everything. Like I feel like
He's not scoring.
if we're talking about one of those one squares or one guys that's going to be a common thread in every entry, it's probably going to be Kamara.
Recent rush plus receiving game log versus the Bears. This is a square. If he doesn't hit, I'm fine going to bed with the results. Eckler 123 and a touchdown. Madison 72 and a touchdown. Fuck, McLaughlin 103 and a touchdown. Aaron Jones. Send that again, fat
It
girls.
was Aaron Jones and Rashard White. They all scored.
Wow, dude.
Aaron Jones literally was prime Megatron in our game. Like the running back just feats.
When did that happen? He's on my
This
fantasy
is week
team.
1.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, look at Kamara fantasy, bro. If you guys can't decide what the game script's going to be, if we're passing, sorry, is it those?
No, yeah, keep going.
His fantasy score, I know it's pretty green, but if you think Kamara's the guy for this game, which Mikey seems to, it seems like we're all kind of in agreement that Kamara's been the guy. He'd probably need to score a touchdown to go over that.
True.
Does he though? Because he
doesn't.
He gets 6, or let's say
Well, he
he
gets
gets
a lot of receptions.
8
usually.
receptions.
What in two of those 4 green bars on the chart he scored?
Yeah.
Like,
So he hasn't scored a touchdown.
Need it. I mean, his highest performance on that chart, I think, is with no touchdown.
Yeah.
All right, I feel like I agree with Javon though. I think if there's going to be one guy in everyone's entry in this competition, it's probably going to be Alvin Kamara. But I don't think that's a bad thing for this.
And guys, the Bears have the 2nd worst pass defense in the NFL. Why would we not just take Olave to finally do something this week when we know everybody's going to be on Kamara and back Olave, whose numbers are weirdly high? The guy's been getting 10 to 15 targets a game every week the last month. It's got to come together, or he shouldn't be in this league. And I really would not mind taking Olave at all on his receiving yards. I think it's going to be a passing game for the Saints, and I think we fade that Kamara angle with everybody else being on him respectfully.
65.5 is
I like
crazy.
it.
Lauren Nugget, she says she loves it.
Yeah. How can you not?
Ooh.
That's crazy.
I'd rather just pivot. And guys, I'm a Kamara guy too. I think he's a beast, and he might go off, but let's be smart here. We know that everyone else is going to take him. We know that it's weird that square is up. Why not pivot to a guy who's been getting the targets? We buy low on Olave, the best receiver on this team, against a defense that's given up over 2,000 passing yards already on the season, 2nd worst in the NFL. Their moves.
I'm down for Olave.
Their moves.
The only concern is that the game script fucks us. The only concern is that the Bears are getting blown.
I don't think that we're going to.
I know,
I don't
Josh.
think it's going to be a blowout. I really don't.
8 points is a lot. They're getting 8 points.
We also just got railed on national television.
Railed on national TV.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think the Bears are going to cover this game.
What's the spread in that game?
7.5
in New Orleans.
I'm seeing 8.
Yeah, it's up to 8.
Important.
I'm seeing.
All right, I'm down for Olave receptions or yards.
Okay, let's just agree that Olave, Kamara are more than likely the options for these two games. No interest in Bears? No DJ Moore?
I mean, Cole Kmet maybe, but he just had a great week. So
Potential DJ Moore under less than touchdown?
Is it other yards or receptions, guys? What do we like better?
I feel like yards, maybe.
Um,
I think he's a deep
it's
ball
him
guy.
and Kumar, or him and Olave and touchdowns.
Oh, Olave. Nothing Cole Kmet, dude.
Dude, he's the greatest god.
Was he active or involved in on the Sunday night game?
Yeah,
He had 75 yards.
Damn.
Dude, I hate how it resets crabs.
Dude, it's so
Yeah,
annoying,
why does
bro.
it do
I
that?
know.
Cole Kmet at 3.5 receptions.
you
That
laughing?
shit's so green, bro.
We're not taking Komet.
Yeah.
We're not taking Komet, boys. Sorry. We can't.
Agent. Okay. Kamara Olave. We'll move. We'll come back.
Yeah.
That leaves us with two more games that we have not touched. Let's go to Cardinals Browns next. Cardinals are an 8-point dog in Cleveland, and this one is going to be the lowest total out of the options we have to work with, 37.5.
This one's a big
Let's
question
also-
mark because Clayton Tune's starting for the Cardinals.
Yeah, so I feel like we can probably not like we're going to take Marquise Brown anyway because he's going up, but you can probably
Right.
eliminate the Cardinals.
There's two options for us on the Browns. It's either Amari Cooper or David Njoku. Both are kind of at numbers that I like.
Joker reception.
Goblins, bro.
But we have to pretty much decide between Amari Cooper and David Njoku is what I'm saying. 'Cause
Javon is your guy. Deshaun Watson back this week.
We don't know. That's the problem too, I guess. On that side.
There's so many question marks for this game.
And all they've got for the Cardinals is Marquise Brown. Let's not forget
So,
less thans are also an option.
What about Marquise Brown? Is his receptions up?
Yeah, they've got his yards and his receptions, and that's it.
I feel like a guy like the way he plays football, I don't know if Clayton Tune's going to be able to find him 5 times in his debut.
Cardinals have the 4th best pass defense against tight ends and 27th worst. So like out of 32, 27
Say
against
that.
wide receivers.
Say that again.
Cardinals have the 4th best tight end defense.
Oh,
Like so that would be countering Njoku, and then the 27 out of 32 for wide receivers. So that would be a much where has a more favorable matchup. He's been targeted 8, 8, and 11 without Deshaun Watson. Yeah, he seems like they've been trying to get him the ball. If his targets were up, I'd like that. His receptions, he's only caught he was targeted 8 times against the Colts and only had 2 catches for 22 yards. Then against the Seahawks last week, 6 catches on 11 targets for 89 yards. And he's up at 45.5, I believe, against this this Cardinals
I don't
defense.
like any of those.
yeah.
I don't hate just going Cooper yards and calling it, bro. Oh, he's 54.5.
I honestly don't think Marquise less than receptions could be a bad look.
Yeah,
I
I
feel
I
like
like that play, Mike.
I don't mind that at
he's
all.
a horrible,
Dude,
horrible,
trusting
horrible route runner.
Tune time?
Yeah, but Tune's gonna have to find him 5 times
Yeah,
on
so
go routes.
How is Toontown going to hit speedy ass Hollywood Brown down the field? He's not.
He doesn't run good routes. Clayton Tune in his debut is going to be fucking rattled as fuck against the best defense in football. And you're telling me Marquise Brown is going to be running crisp enough routes for him to find him 5 times?
Are we sure
Also,
starting this game? Like, are we sure it's not Kyler? Like, do we know that?
No clue.
I don't have it.
I know he's
That's
starting.
not a
I know he's starting. I know Clayton
I
Tune's
can look. And also, real quick, guys, I'm just going to say it. We should maybe think about fading Njoku, especially if the Cardinals have a good defense against tight ends. Would not mind fading this guy one bit. Excuse me.
This guy. That's his check down guy.
Who, Njoku?
Yeah, if Deshaun's playing, it's a little different for Njoku, but he's been grubbing since PJ came in.
Can you say you genuinely love any of these players?
We don't know who's playing quarterback for the Cardinals.
It says Clayton Tune and Kyler Murray's marked out right now.
Okay.
Bro, Kyler's not playing yet.
That could change.
There's no way Kyler's playing, bro.
Well, it's this week or next week. He's coming back.
Yeah.
They have to activate him at least by next week. Arizona Cardinals will likely start QB Clayton Tune for me and Rappaport. Okay. So I think we probably cap this as if Clayton Tune's going to be playing. He's probably going to be starting this week. I mean, Javon, you said if Deshaun Watson's playing, you wouldn't mind fading that Njoku square, but if he's not, then probably not.
If he's not, PJ Walker has been feeding Njoku, so I'm good off of that. And that's the one that we don't know for sure who the hell's going to play.
A day ago, Jonathan Gannon says the Cards will start Clayton Tune if Kyler Murray isn't ready.
Sounds like he's not going to be ready.
That makes me feel like he might be back. Not just saying he's starting Clayton Tune.
Because I know he's been doing like practices.
Hey Yeti, thanks for that Eric.
This week.
Thanks for that Eric Gordon turnover square, brother. Cost me a fat ticket.
Yeah, Tune's got an arm on him. That's also true. He looked good.
Fuck, man, this
We
is
think Deshaun Watson's going to play? Because if he is, I want to fade Njoku.
Dude, I honestly don't hate Chelly's Amari Cooper square.
Dude, why are we overthinking it? Take Amari Cooper. Like,
Why do you want to take Amari?
the Cardinals have the 27th worst pass defense. I think that the Browns are going to be in a closer game than expected, and they can't just run the ball. I mean, Jerome Ford hasn't looked good. They haven't really established a good run game without without Nick Chubb, and he's been their guy.
What worries me, and I agree with all that, what worries me, though, is that we don't know who's going to be playing QB in this game. We don't know if it's going to be Watson. We don't know if it's going to be PJ Walker. I mean, if it's Watson, I'd be down to take it. If it's Walker, though, probably not. And if it's Watson, I feel like our best play on the Browns would probably honestly be fading Njoku. No, I wouldn't mind fading Marquise Brown either. I thought that was a good square from Mikey, too.
Chat, bro, there's no Browns running backs in this game. I'm trying to work with what we got. If Jerome Ford was up on the board, if any Browns running back was up on the board, I'd want to take them. I understand how bad the Cardinals' rush defense is. However, we don't have that luxury.
I mean, you don't hear a less than come out of Mikey Over's mouth ever.
What was it?
Marquise Brown.
Marquise.
So I've got written down takeaways in this game. Amari Cooper potentials, Marquise Brown less potentials, and that's kind of all we've got.
Let's move.
What about Njoku if Deshaun Watson's going to play? He's not getting 4 catches.
We're not going to know if he's going to play or not in the next few hours. Unfortunately.
I think he's going to play, but that's fine if you want to wait.
Filled with question marks.
Yeah,
I don't like trying to like.
3
predict
hours
what's
ago,
gonna
Watson
happen.
is not expected to start Week 9 against Arizona. Terry
Yeah.
Pluto of the Cleveland Plain Dealer reports.
Yeah.
Terry Pluto.
We definitely cannot fade Njoku.
Yeah.
That's the case.
There's your answer, Krabs. If that's coming
Terry
out,
Pluto. That's
Terry-
enough for me to at least stay off of that. I'm in. Just write down the Marquise Brown fade.
yeah,
The
Amari Cooper potentials.
Amari Cooper potentials. That's fine.
That leaves us with one more stinky, smelly fucking game.
All these games suck.
Bucks, Texans.
Ooh.
Jesus. Let's talk about it.
Bryce Young just dropped 235 yards on this Texans defense. You telling me Baker ain't going to get at least 230?
So we've got Baker's pass yards, Kate Otton's on there, Godwin's on there, Evans is on there, Rashad White's on there. I'm hearing a lot of slurpage of Rashad White this week.
He's gonna play. He'll be all right.
Okay.
Why are you hearing Rashad White slurpage?
Fruity Nugget Evans Fantasy says.
I hate Evans in this game.
Ahan says White plus Godwin TD combo.
Wow, that could be
Huh.
cheddar. I'm not even kidding.
Has White been scoring tutties?
No.
He has one all year.
Oh shit.
Dude.
What about Godwin?
Godwin scored. Godwin scored last week when you were there.
He had his
Baker-
first buddy of the season last week.
He's been on like a historic drought for his career so far. Until
Who?
last week, Chris Godwin, he hadn't scored in like 10 weeks or some shit.
This is a game I think is going to be a sneaky over.
I was just about to say, Krabs. That's why I picked up the mic. I think this game could be a sneaky over game.
I think this is one we could find some squares in, folks. I really do.
Be over, but not because of the Texans.
You guys don't like Baker pass yards?
I don't mind it, honestly.
Could be down with Baker.
I think both quarterbacks are going to play well. I really do.
So Baker passing yards got bumped up. I saw that. I know Mike Evans got bumped up, but I don't want to take him.
Why don't you want to take Mike?
Because we are sweating out his under or less than season long squares.
We might have.
What do you guys think about Rashad White? I thought it was a little bit weird that his rushing prop was this high. Or sorry, his rushing square was this high.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of slurpage.
Mhm.
That
That is interesting.
Even if it's not working, like they'll keep.
And he's been thriving. Is it a good matchup? Because I saw a tweet that's just pointed out when he has a great matchup, he's been fucking dominating. But when it's a bad matchup, he shits the bed.
Talking about Stroud.
I mean,
White.
White.
17th ranked.
He's been terrible regardless.
He hasn't been grounding.
He grubs in the air, not rushing. That's all we have up.
I mean, fantasy point wise,
We don't have that.
fuck.
All we have is rushing and
Yeah.
touchdown score.
His last 3 weeks of fantasy were 5 points against the Lions, 12 points against the Falcons, 14 points against the Bills. And it's
That's-
mainly from receiving.
It's all from receiving. It's Calvin Johnson.
He's had 7 carries for 26 yards, 13 carries for 34 yards, and 9 carries for 39 yards, averaging about 3 yards per carry in those 3 games.
If there was a fantasy
so
out,
bad.
gladly take that, but I'm not hanging my hat on him running the ball. No shot.
Dudes. And I like
That line's pretty high for what he's been averaging.
it is high, bro.
He's been at though.
Dude, he's
And like I don't mind this touchdown square either, but it stinks that Godwin broke the seal last week, and it stinks that Rashad White got tackled at the inch-yard line as well in that freaking game and should have scored too, which is what scares me.
Shot's been very close to scoring with receptions multiple times in the last couple weeks.
You can't put him much higher. His volume is still there.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like they can't lower it because he's gonna get 10 plus carries a game, no matter if he sucks or not.
Mhm.
Like it's not like they can put it in the 30s.
I'm so down to just take Baker passing yards. If Rashad's been even eating on the receiving side of things, I think that you have Godwin, Evans, Rashad White, and you have all these guys eating. I think it's just Baker passing.
What's Baker's number at?
235?
No, it's lower than that.
224.5.
Dude.
I just can't help but point out what Lauren once told me. Why we put no you players in the fucking entry.
Oh, dude, shut
You
up.
never
man.
trust
Damn
Sooners,
it,
dude.
It's
You never trust
just
Sooners.
a Lauren nugget.
You act like we have the option.
Just a Lauren nugget.
We do.
For those just joining us, chat, we have only the 1 p.m. games on Sunday to work with to craft the most important entry ever. All right. So that's why we're picking through these moose shit games, because we have to pick the 1 p.m. slate. Let's move.
Baker practiced today. He had a full
He's been
practice
playing
or
good.
yesterday.
Yeah, and he's grubbing. Work.
We got
Did you guys hip to what's going on with these
I
Texan
did.
squares?
Did put an OU player in the go well.
All right, so here's something. Okay, so I think let's put a pin in the Chris Godwin touchdown square. Let's put a pin in the Baker pass yards. Let's go to the Texans side of the ball. Do we like anything on the Texans side of the ball?
Yeah, real quick, and I want to hear your guys' opinions too about all these, but Nico Collins got bumped up. We saw Stroud passing yards get bumped up.
Yeah, I don't.
I already kind of wouldn't mind taking those, but also if you look at Tank Dell, like his shit's pretty freaking high too for how he's been doing, and they've been running the ball with him more than they've been throwing it to him recently, which is kind of weird. But they've also been easing him back in after a concussion, so maybe we do see Tank Dell breakout game against the Bucs, and I kind of want to hear from Yvonne, the Bucs fan, who he expects to kind of absolutely tweak on this defense and this new shit secondary. Is it going to be the number one receiver in Nico Collins, or is it going to be the speed from Tank Dell?
If there's anybody that's going to have a decent game, it's probably going to be Nico Collins, but I think Stroud gets strapped again this week. This is like
What?
This is the first time I think all year I can say I trust Todd Bowles this week. So I think the book's
I
out.
think he named starter for the Falcons. Huge.
I think the book's out.
Dobbs.
Um,
He deserves it. He deserves it. Heineke's a beast. Good for him.
QB1.
Krabs on that Tank Dell, he had the tied most snap percentage that he's had so far this year. Only had 4 targets and 3 receptions for 16 yards.
Yeah, he was like they were running the ball with him a lot last week.
Yeah, he had
On,
3.
like, jet sweeps and shit. Yeah.
One problem too, even if we're talking about Nico Collins, he's like one of the best wide receivers in the NFL against man covers. The Bucs don't run man. They run zone
When's the last time Mike Evans scored?
last week.
That's why he's up there. I was gonna say Tank Dell hasn't sniffed.
Dude, maybe it is Tank Dell game.
Nico Collins ranks at 5 in the NFL in fantasy points per target versus man coverage.
Yeah, that's the thing. The Bucs run soft zone, so it's a lot different.
Okay.
What about it might be a
W
little
nine.
Tough grins.
little Tank.
W's grins.
I don't want to bet on Tank having a bust game. He's so boom bust. He's such a boom bust.
Yeah,
guy.
maybe we just stick on the Bucs side of the ball. I feel like the Texans are also boomer bust. But CJ Stroud might be.
All right, so Baker's an option, Godwin's an option. What are options for our Texan squares that we want to consider, if any?
I don't know if we are.
None.
I don't-
What about
This team's weird, bro.
we're keeping feet out, correct?
Not for. I mean, I'm about to put meat on tape for a feet play.
Kaimi Fairbairn is low key a bucket. And
He
if the
had
Texans-
one, and he also had no field goals last week. And the only thing he had was 1 extra.
I mean, I really wouldn't mind that. Like, I'm under the impression that Houston's offense is going to be pretty good, but if Javon thinks that Todd Bowles is about to strap up Stroud, maybe they're going to stall out a lot of their drives. Maybe we will get a Kaimi Fairbairn legacy game after getting 0 field goals last week.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm talking about how I feel about the game because I will be on the Bucs. So like that's kind of my framework for the game.
I know, and that's good. That's what we need to know.
Yeah, like if Javon's on the Bucs, he thinks the Bucs strap him. If the Bucs are up early, they're gonna abandon the field goals pretty quickly, and I don't want to be on that side of things.
That's a good point. If we think the Bucs are pulling off an upset here, maybe
I think
that's kind of scary for the field goals.
we have in this game, to be honest with you, is the combo touchdown square, in my opinion.
For Godwin and
For Godwin
And Rashad.
Beauties. Book of Chew. What is Book of Chew telling us?
W Goots for spamming the link. Join our team chat, and if we win this shit, you're getting a $2,000 entry. And as you can see, we're fucking dialed in right now, and we're
Yeah,
winning this shit.
The Bijan and Pitts square is interesting.
Bijan and Pitts
Bijan
square.
didn't even score like that this year.
All right, so that leaves us with that's every game. We have nothing written for the Rams, Packers, Falcons, Vikings. Do we want to revisit those?
We can revisit Falcons now that we know Taylor's starting.
Yeah,
Let's go back to the Falcons Vikings game.
I'm telling you, that one's interesting.
They have like nothing.
Kyle
on,
Pitts
bro.
with Heineke.
Andy Odell and
Kenneth Walker.
Chat, I'm probably going to run a surge stream solo today because I need some whales for NBA.
Type in Falcons. Thank you. That's all that they have up.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's
And I
actually
think I'm putting meat on tape for Young Ho.
Dude.
I like that one.
Dude, I
So there's only 3 squares to choose from in the Falcons Vikings game. One's Koo, one's Bijan, one's
And
Hoskins.
it's the lowest total on the board, so I would not hate that.
I love Young Ho.
Falcons are not going
The Vikings aren't going to be able to score. And if they do, it's going to be like 1 or 2 touchdowns max. Taylor Heineke was electric moving the ball for the Falcons. We know that they're not going to have a problem moving the ball. They're going to be in the red zone a decent amount, but the Falcons often don't finish in the red zone. Taylor Heineke, Krabs, you watch this guy play. Does he finish in the red zone? Does he
He
finish?
finishes. Yeah, he does. He's a stud.
You drive? I don't know.
Going right.
And like, why is BJ getting bumped down twice? Like, that's scaring the living shit out of me. It's scaring the hell out of me.
Well, I kind of want to see what the total does with Heineke being named the starter, unless they were already planning on that.
Like, my brain's telling me that the Falcons are going to run the ball more with Heineke being in there, although they shouldn't because Heineke's a way better passer than Ritter, in my opinion. But I feel like they will because Heineke's still the backup QB at this point. But
Yeah.
let the guy cook.
I don't want any biasness. But
Wait, yeah,
Bijan scores.
the Falcons defense has been, or not the Falcons, the Vikings defense has been really good. Really good.
Yeah, their D line has been sneakily really fucking good. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
And the 100 is the same amount of sacks.
Like they've only given up 100 yards per game on the ground. That's pretty good. That's top half in NFL.
Yo, chat, I know you guys follow some plus EV sharps on Twitter that always post random ass fucking slips like on a Tuesday at midnight.
I can tell you
Squares.
off rip, I've seen a lot of unders in this game on the plus EV slurpers, including
Well,
Bijan.
On the 3 squares that are available.
They're not playing him just here, but I'm just telling you out of what everything has come out for this game already on multiple platforms. It's a lot of Bijan under. It's a lot of
Josh
wide
Dobbs
receivers
isn't
unders.
starting, Ahan.
He's not for the Vikings.
No, it's Hall.
Hall, isn't it?
Yeah, dude. Someone find me a plus EV sharp. Get him on here, bro.
Who's Carl Granderson? And why is he up for a sack?
Shark Clark, as a Vikings fan, Bijan's having 60 plus rush yards. That's got to be in. Flores is going to put those QBs under the stress test, and Arthur is going to have no choice. That dude's play calling is fucking seriously questionable.
That's the problem.
Yeah, I don't know if we want to take that, dude. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, Arthur Smith. I mean, he's
If
already
you were
come
just
out.
betting on Bijan and not Arthur Smith, then it would
Yeah.
be one thing. But
He
Putting
likes
my
to spread the ball.
putting my noble hat on, the game plan for the Falcons after watching 4 quarters last week was fucking terrible. It was so fucking bad
Until the end.
until the end. Yeah, when they put
Started to let
Heineken.
Heineke cook. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Lauren, I know you want to take him, but it's scaring the heck out of me that it's gotten bumped down twice.
But I do have a big feeling he gets in the end zone. But again, I wouldn't, we definitely don't have to put him in there.
Him with Pitts.
Pitts too with Heineke. Like he's so good at getting the best from his like star players. You know what I mean?
Is this the craft set? Like, is this the fine? Are we picking
Oh, and
squares now?
also I'm hearing Drake London might be out. I don't know if that's true or not.
He's questionable, I think.
Yeah.
I've been checking. He's on my fantasy team.
Yeah, Pitts is not a big tutty guy. He's only got 1 this year.
With Desmond Ritter.
This guy said, "Diehard Bears fan.
Stacks.
If y'all don't put Kamara fantasy in, I hope OT Mag wins."
No, that's what I'm saying.
That's why we can't put him in because that shit ain't hit.
Dude,
You know what I mean?
we got the robot in chat. Robot, dude, ship me out an NFL 1 p.m. Sunday Slate Square. All right, dude.
Kamara's just that whole offense. If I'm not want to get into it right now, but he's literally that whole offense since he's been back. He's averaging like 10 receiving targets a game and 17 plus rushes. Like that's ridiculous volume. Sorry.
So I've got a couple other squares we didn't talk about yet.
In what?
Geno Smith rush yards more than against that nasty Baltimore defense. It's going to be causing him fits all day. I wouldn't mind backing Geno to get the legs loose and running a little bit
Yeah.
No rush.
I did like that too.
against that D line. That's one of the squares I like the best.
How did he not get that against the Browns D line then?
The Browns D line is freaking. I mean, the Browns D line is better.
Yeah, the Browns D line's fucking.
It's one of the best.
They probably have the best defense in football. To
Didn't
be
they,
honest with you.
they didn't force him out of the pocket and him getting his little legs moved.
No, 'cause
And Chad absolutely hated that square too. So that means it's probably hitting.
I like that.
all right, so what I got taken away from Falcons Vikings really is deciding whether or not we're going to ride with Koo.
Dude, I
And
want Q so bad.
there's only 4 squares left in the Rams Packers. Anything you want me to write down for considerations?
For Rams Packers.
Yeah.
Dude, I think that's the game we stay the fuck away from. We don't know if Steph's playing. Jordan Love's husband, Poopy.
Dude,
Poopy
thoughts
Clark.
on – all right, so the Packers played the Vikings last week, right? Yep. How did their defense for the Vikings get to Love? Were they able to sack him? I don't recall
I'll tell you.
seeing many sacks, but I do remember him not being
I
able to
think he
fucking
did
do
get
it.
sacked a couple times.
Because you're telling me Aaron Donald
He was
did
sacked
fucking
4 times.
4 times, dude.
2 forced fumbles and an interception.
They also had, I think, 2 offensive linemen out in that game, hurt in that game.
They
You
would-
better break the first rule.
Oh, no defense. That's literally the fucking top rule I have written down.
That's crazy.
Crazy. That's why we got Mikey here, man.
That's why we have Mikey.
If I see one more person put LaMelo and the word over,
Dude, you know he's gonna go over his points tonight.
I am so out on LaMelo Ball.
It's all right.
So out on him.
Just give him some time, bro. The season just started. We're not doing this right now.
No, we're not.
All right.
We're not. Stop
Let's look at
spamming
the
NBA squares, please.
Let's
Someone
look at
put
the
them in the bin.
Let them do whatever they want. Let's look at the sheet. All right. All right, so right now we have
Young Ho. Are you gonna go through everything?
13 squares written down right now. And we
Okay.
need to get it down to 6.
We're all in favor of staying away from Rams Packers.
Yeah.
Please say aye.
Bye.
Wow.
Aye.
All right, we're staying away from Rams Packers.
Well, what would you want to take in that game?
Nothing.
Okay, so staying away.
Just a reminder, those just joining us, just tuning in, we are crafting our PrizePicks World Championship entry for the first round against OT Mag this Sunday, and we can only take 6 squares from the 1 p.m. slate on Sunday. And there's not a whole lot to choose from, so we're having to dig deep in our bag here and come together and craft a goblin. And we're going game by game, weeding out the cake and figuring out the gobs. So that's what we're doing right now.
So I feel like just listening to everyone talk, there was 3 squares that I feel like there wasn't much of an argument against. I feel like it was Lamar touchdowns, Olave, and Logan Thompson receptions. Is that fair to say no one was against those?
You got
Fair.
that Logan Thompson.
Is it Thomas? Dude,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
I was just showing up.
VGK, man.
No, I mean writing that
Yeah, he messed it up.
auto bad vibes that makes me want to not have it in
No,
the
no.
You wrote Logan Thompson.
Yeah.
I was thinking about the VGK goalie, bro.
Dude, like what?
All right.
Is that fair to say those are the 3 squares that everyone was like, okay, I do like? I'm not saying they're in it, but I'm just saying are those the 3 squares that everyone was like, I like that. I don't want to
Same
argue.
again.
Logan Thomas receptions, Olave yards, and Lamar touchdowns.
Is it Olave receptions or Olave yards?
Either one.
Okay, let me read
Yeah.
you a first iteration of something Shelly handed.
Well, I was just putting in
Yeah,
like
yeah.
everything that stuck out
Yeah,
to
yeah.
everyone.
No lessons on this, guys, are a little concerning. But it does look good. Cooper yards, Baker pass yards, Lamar's touchdowns, Logan Thompson's receptions, Logan Thomas receptions, Chris Olave receptions, Koo field goals. That's what he handed me.
That feels like Chelly slip.
Something to nibble
No,
on.
I just put that in and said we could talk about it.
Something to nibble on.
Amari Cooper.
It's by no means. That is by no
I
means.
really just don't
that
want to
is-
hang my hat on Baker either.
I don't either.
He's got
Dude.
He's hurt.
Yeah, but he full practice on Monday.
Well, he's not like not gonna play, but he's at best
He can stand
best
there.
version of Baker when he can move around in the pocket.
I will say that was 3 of your squares that you really liked.
No, I mean I said this isn't the end all be all.
I'll be honest, I hate Amari Cooper. If
Same,
anything, I
that's
would
fair.
trust Mark Fantasy. Still.
Who?
Mark Andrews.
Yeah, I feel like we shouldn't be afraid to stack 1 or 2.
Okay,
Games
okay.
that they're gonna be points.
That's fair.
I was just saying the 3 squares. I feel like when everyone was like listening, it was like
Yeah.
no one really fought back on Lamar touchdowns,
Yeah.
Logan Thomas receptions, and something with Olave.
All in favor, fuck Baker Mayfield.
Okay,
All right.
so
fine.
let's. You want to eliminate some?
You gotta trust him on that one for sure. He knows his team.
I'm telling you, if we're taking a square in the Bucks game, it should be the touchdown square. And I don't really like taking touchdown squares, but that one I would take.
Yeah, I feel like Javon never takes touchdown squares.
Never takes them. And when he rarely does, they usually end up hitting. So that touchdown square is
Godwin and Rashad.
dude. Thoughts, vibes on that fucking square, bro. What did Plus EV Sharp saying? The aliens with the beam on the planet. Death beam pointed. We're talking White Godwin combo TD.
Dude, White's for sure.
Might be.
He's fucking scoring.
Bakers hit this line 3 to 5 times. Texans have a 23rd ranked pass defense. Bucks have lost their last 3 games and need to win to stay in contention.
So does every team. They all need a win to stay in contention. It's fucking pain.
The must win game narrative gives me AIDS.
I mean, with the death beam pointing on earth.
He said he suggested Wyatt plus Godwin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the death peen pointing on earth and the biggest Bucs fan I know telling us to take this square, we can't be fumbling it.
No.
We can't.
No.
It's not the Hanley, bro. He's just a plus EV sharp, and I got to know what he wants to say. All right? You guys are just bitching. No one else is providing actual info. I'm just gonna write down. We're gonna weed out cake. It was white. Got it. What's our stance on Kamara?
I think we wanted to opt to Olave.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
opt to Olave. Are we married?
That
to
feels good because I feel like everyone's going to go right. We go left with Olave.
I agree.
Even though like not putting Kamara in a slip when they're playing a Moose team feels pretty dumb. But I think going left against a really bad pass defense, Olave is definitely a guy.
What was Olave's receptions? 5?
Five receptions, and
I feel like he breaks one though. I feel like we get a yards.
I want to rely on the volume for
Yeah,
Olave.
just
I
do
want
the
yards.
Yeah.
facts.
That's
And
fair.
yards have been treating me so
And
much
they're
better.
so juiced.
I'll
So
say it
juiced.
one time. Are we just abandoning Kamara fantasy score?
Yes, dude, because everyone's going to be on him and it's not going to hit.
Okay.
Let OT Meg have it.
Was
And
just
if it-
asking. Just asking.
and if-
Bro, Shelly, I'll bet you $100 that OT Meg has that in her slip.
No, I was just asking.
I really like Olave yards.
I do too.
I love it.
Yeah, look at this chart. Like, this shit's about to smack. He's about to have a great fucking game. He's up to 65 and a half.
I will say you just got to be careful. He is in the Nukenheimer, and that thing has been Moose.
Oh, you know,
He's
you know.
dope.
It started off so hot. What happened?
He's dope.
This came off early.
Let's-
Also, I just want to make sure that by the end of this, we agree on this entry so much that I don't want to get to this competition and have things happen and people be
Facts.
Oh,
like, "Dude, we should have put that in," because I
Facts.
can't do that all
Yes.
weekend. So we need to come to a conclusion where we are picking these 6 and no one's bitching on a square, or like when something happens that we didn't put in, someone is like, "Oh, I fucking knew that was going to happen," because that's
Yeah,
going to
that
drive me
shit was
So
insane.
you're
so
spitting right now.
There's
So like, let's
directed solely at that man right there.
no, that's going to be everyone. Like if we decide not to put like fucking Marquise Brown less than that in, if he has a bad game, I'm not going to be there being like, "Dude, you could have fucking
No,
pulled
Yeah,
hard."
100%.
I'm
Like whatever happens, I cannot sit there with our biggest entry and have people bitching about squares that we missed out.
I can go to bed with Olave.
I'm fucking with Mikey's vibe.
I am too.
I'm fucking with it. I'm
So
taking.
Yeah.
Olave yards is up. I think a square that we want to put in, we throw it to an I. If there's a singular not I, we have to have a discussion. And don't
Okay.
just say I to say I.
I'm fucking with the vibe right now, boys.
I'm telling you, people are loving the pits.
I'm fucking with vibes.
Are you fucking with Mac Jones more than 3.5 rush yards?
No, I'm
I
not.
am.
Crabs, that'll be we can nuke that together. I'm taking that with you.
I mean, we're letting all these fire squares get swept under the rug because they're gross.
Chase Young just got traded, so that D line is Moose.
Bro, and their linebackers couldn't tackle Mima if they had 100 tries. Like, our linebackers on the Manders are fucking dog shit. Nobody's going to be able to tackle Mac Jones. He's going to break away and get a 10-yard run in the first quarter.
Do we
Wait.
want to talk about that square?
Before we talk about a further square, can we all agree we are married to Olave's yards?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay, Olave,
That is the first
congratulations.
Square in.
Congratulations, Olave. You're in the fucking whale.
Let's fucking go.
You're in the whale.
Man, fuck Olave.
If we pull up an OT Mega's Kamara fantasy score, I know she listened to this.
No, that's going to be the most popular square, Mike. She'll probably put it in anyways, to be fair.
It
What's up,
feels
Meg?
good. It feels good to be married to our first square.
It does.
Yeah, I like that Olave is our
Play
first
for you.
guy.
That's a good square. What's up?
With the do-rag. I'm all in.
The do-rag profile picture is crazy.
That's how I know he's great.
That's what you can hang
Don
your
mods,
hat
get Don in the fucking bin. I can't see
Is it
that.
lying on Derek Carmen? Nuts on tape for
We
Derek
are.
Carr.
We are. He's getting a deep ball, bro. Those Bears deep.
Rashid Shaheed gets the deep balls now.
on. He does, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, what if OT Max on a lot?
Dude, OG
OG
has our
Olave.
full Mac Jones rush yards.
Yeah.
I'm coming in there.
All the
with it.
squares we left behind. Gee.
Yeah, we're gonna look at her.
Yeah,
It's so deep in her back. All right. Are we married to Logan Thomas?
yes.
Are we married to him? He shows
that-
heart.
I'm sorry, Chad's saying Olave has like a court date and then he could be distracted.
Dude, that's fucking.
I don't know.
Dude, just get pulled over.
You can get
Dude,
two fucks.
Like he's alright.
I got pulled over and couldn't give 2 fucks about that ticket. You think Olave gives a shit? No.
I
No.
like it. No, I
He
like it.
actually got arrested, I think, didn't he?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, he's well.
But he got
like,
arrested.
has to go to jail.
But that's why he's gonna be on
Like
demon time.
30 over.
That's why he's gonna be on demon time.
Yeah, that's Demon. He's T Grizzly first day out.
No, he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, he's more like fuck him. I'm gonna go ball.
Yeah.
All right, which Lamar square do we want to take?
Wait, hold on. Answer my question about Logan Thomas. Are we
What was your
going?
pick?
Are we going to cuff ourselves to our second leg with Logan Thomas? You want Logan?
So bad.
I do too. I.
We're all
I
in
got
favor.
that.
Mikey,
Yes.
Which play? Which
reception.
receptions?
Yes.
I just need Krabs one more time to just tell me what the Commanders do really well in offense, because I haven't watched a single game. Because as a Jets fan playing Bill, all he does is take away your best option. And if Logan Thomas in that film room is the best option, he's
Terry. Yeah.
Terry McLaurin's a little guy.
Terry McLaurin's going to be the focus, and Logan Thomas has been a safety net for Hal all season. And if Hal's struggling in this game, I think he's going to be looking to find Logan early and often on some short passes. So I think we get receptions over receiving yards, personally. And I looked it up. It looks like tight ends against the Patriots this year are averaging a little less than 9 yards per catch. So I think we do probably want to go with his receptions there instead of his yards, because a lot of tight ends don't really break anything against this team, but they do get some catches.
Is Dotson up?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, Dotson's up, and I like him, but it scares me that Javon doesn't like him. I'd honestly
No.
like to hear that little pitch real quick.
Not a pitch. It's just anytime there's these guys that have been disappointing and then they come alive for 2 weeks and then you see a reception square come up early in the week that looks free, that doesn't go
yeah.
very well.
Yeah, I don't like that.
It's like, what does he have?
Okay.
30 catches or
Yeah,
something
I'm
crazy
with
in the
that.
last 2 weeks? And they put up 3.
Yeah.
Those 2 fat bars.
Also, to further sell Logan Thomas, even though it sounds like we're going to go for him, when the Commanders do play top defense against tight ends, he still gets 8 targets. He still averages 8 targets.
Dude, it's weird because Logan Thomas, he's been shit against the shit teams against tight ends.
Yeah.
But he comes to play against the best teams. It doesn't make sense.
Well, it's because, like Crab said, he's the safety net. So
Well, I know it makes sense in theory. But it's just Logan Thomas. He's coming to play in big games. I'm down to back. I'm married to him.
All right,
I think we're married to it, fellas.
let's go.
Logan Thomas,
I.
Congrats,
People
Logan.
forget he's a Hokie, too. People forget that.
I think we
That's
take
it.
That's where we lose.
All right, I auto want
All
him
right,
out.
put B's on it.
I want him out.
We got our second Geyserman. Let's fucking go.
Let's go. I'm feeling good.
Hear me out. 4 a.m. Shabbat.
wait, Shabbat Friday for next week? The World Series.
And I don't know what the game plan is to lock this puppy in, but definitely got to hop on BTL in 50-ish minutes.
Whoa.
Relax.
We can
So
delay.
we can pick up after BTL, or we can. I mean, I gotta run it. We got a really good college basketball guest coming on today, Jim Root. I can't just leave him hanging.
Okay.
But we can come back and finish this after BTL.
Are you like dipping right now?
No, we can wait until 1 Eastern, 12 your time.
Let's keep
I just got to be on there with him from 1 to 2 at least.
More than that, like we should have it.
Yeah, we should have it done by 12.
Yeah, we should be done. We should be done.
We don't want to force that. We don't want to rush.
We're definitely not
All
forcing
right, we're married to these.
Dude, that's-
Can we pivot to Lamar? I feel like that's our third favorite guy
Yeah.
Let's go.
left.
So for this game, we've got Lamar yards, Lamar TDs, Mark Fantasy, Gino rush yards.
Dude, I will say this is one of the ones that I'm a little worried about. Lamar 1.5 because of the Gus Edwards vulturing that occurs on the
No,
goal.
he's not gonna. He had 3 last week. He's not gonna do that back-to-back weeks.
I feel like he's only vultured like once.
No, he vultures a lot, brother.
Can we get some stats on that? Is that true?
Yeah, I can pull this.
Nah, he's got 4 touchdowns in the last 2 games, but before that, in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games, he only had 1 before that. So it's been a new thing. I think it's not going to last. I think we fade Gus and we back Lamar in this game.
That's because Justice Hill was the other guy, and he had 1 against the Steelers, and then 2 in week 1 against the Houston Texans.
Han says, listen to Chelly. Bal doesn't usually have both running backs healthy. They do the last couple of weeks, and it has resulted in Lamar not needing to rush them in.
See, but they beat the Lions by 32, and they dominated a majority of the game that the Cardinals came back in Meemaw. It's like game script wasn't really there in those 2 games too, which is different. I don't know. It depends on how we feel about the game because, I mean, they are, 6-point favorites in this game.
Kind of a fat spread, isn't it, against a public favorite in Seattle?
Yeah,
I think
this is also you can't forget the run defense. On the other
I
side
really
is
think
very
you're
good,
counting
too.
on Lamar to throw 2. And at that point, you just take Andrews' fantasy score because who's he going to throw a touchdown to other than Mark Andrews? Please tell me.
Zay Flowers is pretty wet. I feel like also sneaky, the Seahawks defense is like emerging as very good.
They have one of the best rush defenses in the league, which is why I'm saying.
Secondary's not bad.
Yeah,
That's
secondary.
why I like the Lamar passing yards. And I think this game, my gut's telling me this game will be closer than the 6-point spread, but I also think that's a pretty fat spread. I don't know.
It is.
Kind of is. But like Lamar's passing yards is pretty high. His fantasy score is pretty high. His rushing yards is even looking pretty high after the last couple weeks. Like the PrizePicks board is screaming it's about to be a Lamar game. And maybe that will be because we've seen, the running backs get used a ton the last 2 weeks against crummy teams. This is a way better team coming into town. Maybe it will be a little bit closer. And against one of the best rush defenses in football in Seattle, maybe it would be in our best interest to go with, Mark Andrews or Lamar Square.
I don't think the
Han-
Lions are a
Han-
crummy team.
Said Seattle's a top 5 run stop win rate defense. What the fuck is that? Which is why I suggested Lamar over rush yards. Designed runs have to be there.
Also, who said Zay Flowers was scoring? He has 1 touchdown all season.
And he's
I
dropped
said, who else?
fucking 5.
Yeah, but he
Give me your names.
that isn't even a name because he has 1 all year.
Fuck, Chad. We can't fumble this bag
Yeah,
here.
I can't fumble this. Dude, I think it's Goat Whale Mark in some facet.
I missed a Phil's nugget. Fuck. What's that Phil's nugget I missed?
LC, what do you like?
He's getting the volume. That sets in Goblin would score. 8.
I honestly think he gets his touchdowns. I really do. And I love Mark.
I love Mark.
I'm all in on Mark.
He's just so
I'm ready to
consistent.
marry that.
Mark's fantasy. What
Just
is
for
it?
like or reception.
He's just so
His
consistent.
That's his dog.
his receptions is so cursed.
Yeah, we don't have to take his
Yeah, but we don't
receptions.
have to take
I
that.
kind of like the receptions, though.
It's
I mean,
so
I do
cursed, bro. I
too.
take it every week and it pains me. It literally pains me.
Phil said check DM, Trent.
Okay.
Could be important.
Might be.
Could be a big nugget.
Grabs, what do you like in this?
I think personally, we either go Mark Andrews receptions or we go Lamar passing yards. Those are my 2 favorite ones on the Ravens. And then I also really like that Geno Smith Seahawks rushing yard square too. I think he's going to be running with like a chicken with his head cut off against this Ravens defense. Last week, could not get away from Myles Garrett. This week, I mean, not as big of names on this D line. Maybe Geno will be able to shift him, shake him a little bit, and shift his way down the field and get his rushing yards, which I thought was pretty damn high considering he's had, negative yards in 2 of his last 5 games, and he really has only hit this 1 time this season.
Yeah, I mean, I love it.
What do you say?
I think Geno is going to be running buck wild. He's not going to have a choice.
May I share this Phil's nugget with you guys?
Do it.
So, Jalen Johnson this season, 22.2 passer rating allowed, lowest among all cornerbacks. He's on the Bears. They got Sweat now to bring pressure for Kamara drop-offs.
Tyreek.
Gigi Olave and Kamara receiving yards loading.
Yeah, he's not going to
Jalen
be.
Johnson won't be guarding.
He's going to be guarding
Olave.
Michael Thomas.
They put Tyreek Stevenson on the one, and like they shade over him.
Yeah.
Like, so that won't work. Tyreek Stevenson's a rookie who gets beat all the time. Like he was guarding Devontae. 1-on-1. Like he'll be getting a lot.
Okay. Joshy with the counter to Phil's nugget. Ginger Wit, bro. Fuck off, man. If you were in our shoes right now, would you just be clicking buttons or would you be talking it through? That's what I fucking thought.
Josh, you just fucking muffled in that. I feel like I don't want to take a lot out. The minute we take a square out that we've all said aye to, the entry's full fade. So
we're married.
we're already
We're
married.
not getting
to Olave.
divorced.
I don't ever want to hear a nugget on a player that's already been locked.
And if Phil's Nuggets were always right, the Phillies would be hoisting the trophy. Too bad they're not. They're at home in Cabo.
I'm going to be honest. I would love to back Lamar in this game in some sort of fashion.
Yeah, for sure.
But I do feel like having taken his 1.5, it just does feel too easy sometimes, and it feels like he never gets it.
What about his pass yards? If they're playing against the best rush defense in football, if their running backs had 1,700 touchdowns the last 2 weeks and have been absolutely playing out of their minds, why not fade that and back his pass yards, which is weirdly high when he hasn't been hitting this, against the best rush defense in football? I don't see why we don't take Lamar passing yards.
That's what I'm about to look at.
Like, is it that high?
She's saying, is it that high? I also think if we look, Krabs, though, you look at the defenses he's played, the ones with really good fronts, Cleveland, he barely fucking could sling the rock. I mean, that's a given that Cleveland's very good defense, and it's divisional.
Crabs could be locked.
Their DBs are also gross.
Yeah.
Browns.
No, yeah, the Browns is a bad example. That's just like the best defense in football outside of the Jets.
Really stuck the Jets.
This dude says he's been taking Kamara reception since week 1 and it's been green. Well, too bad he didn't play till fucking week 4.
Well, yeah, what about his fantasy, guys? If we love his pass yards and we have people that love his touchdowns, what about Lamar fantasies?
It's not a bad look.
And you could get that.
Not a bad look.
And you could get his rush yards in there, too. You're basically just betting on a Lamar masterclass, which is what we're saying.
Now, I don't hate that. I don't hate that one bit. Javon, what do you think about Lamar fantasy, bro? 20.5.
I just don't know if he's getting there without 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's fair too.
Mm.
Unless he runs for a zillion.
Do we think this game is going over or under?
Over.
Anybody else?
Scary.
What'd you say?
Scary.
Do we think Seattle and Baltimore game at 43 total, is that going over or under?
I just don't trust Gino to.
Isn't
push it.
Lamar in a combo square? Isn't that a little fishy? Yeah, right there.
Yeah, he's in that Tyler Lockett and himself combo square.
Lamar hasn't scored in a little bit, right? And Lockett's
Lockett just scored last week, too. Like, that's
guys
sketch.
that haven't scored, pairing him with a guy that has scored last week. So I don't really know what to think about the combo squares.
That makes me not want to take that square, I'll tell you that much.
I kind of like this Phil's nugget with fantasy scores can get negative with ints and fumbles. You know he'd be turning that ball
Oh,
over.
you're right. You're
Touchdowns might have to just be
W
the
Phils.
lowest.
Let's just do touchdowns. I don't hate it.
I mean, I am going to sleep at night knowing Lamar Jackson is in the entry, and I tip my cap if it hits or not. That's my opinion.
Also, not in a go will or in a.
Okay. I'm good with that. I'm good with the pass rush and receiving tutties. I'm good with that. Do we want to put Geno in, or do we want to put Mo Stack in with
Just the thought of
Mark
that
Andrews?
in an entry that matters this much is going to make me want to eat a bullet in GTA.
In GTA, of course.
I hate him so
Yeah.
much. But if everyone else loves him, it won't matter to me if he goes in. Like I
We talk about Mark or Geno?
Gino.
I just can't stop looking at this damn square. I don't know if you guys can see the screen or not. Screen. It keeps going away, but
It is a weird.
Those rush yard squares really do hit. Because remember Dakar last time? Or a couple
I'm
weeks-
looking.
So
Yeah.
great.
I was looking at some of the quarterbacks here. Anytime they've been facing a mobile quarterback, the Ravens they've been scrambling for a
Really?
good bit. Yeah, outside of like
So we want Gino to break a couple off.
If only Gino's passing season.
If
I like this square, folks. I'm looking to see what the past QBs have done recently. like rushing wise. Josh Dobbs had 26 yards and 6 carries last week. Like that, he was running the ball and he had some success there too.
He's
The week before that, I mean, it was Jared Goff. He wasn't doing shit.
If you want my honest opinion, to me, I just feel like we are trying to force this narrative.
Not at all. This is one of my favorite squares on the board, Trent. Not a single force.
I'll tell you, Krabs, I'll probably have a 2-geyser with Geno Rush and Mac Jones Rush. And
That's great.
I can just tip my cap to you when I get the coin.
I just don't know why we don't put those in the actual entry. They're hitting.
Actually, be green.
I'm just
God.
saying the rush yard props are always green.
And you don't need miracles. You literally need 4 fucking yards. 4 of them.
Over Mac.
I would
For
take
Mac.
Geno over Mac, I think.
And 12. That's 1 rush, and it's alive until the final zeros are on the clock. You know?
I just think I don't know if this is what we want the legacy on.
Malik Willis had 17 yards against the Ravens.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put it down. I'm gonna put it down over here on the side note.
Let's take Lamar out of the entry. I don't like that he's in the 2 box over there. He hasn't
You want
earned it yet.
Lamar
That's
out?
it. He hasn't earned it yet. No, I mean Lamar. Are we going to stack both quarterbacks in that game?
But that's what we're potentially talking about. Wait, we haven't even announced.
Yeah, we haven't
where-
eyed on Lamar yet, and
Yeah.
he's already on that right hand side.
Yeah.
Sacks count towards rush yards. No, they don't.
He's not on there.
Yeah, it's
Same
college.
college.
This ain't college, brother. Let's just announce: are we married to Lamar's touchdowns yet,
Yes.
Javon?
Yeah.
The only reason I'm not married is because we might put Geno rush yards, and then we have to make
square
a
at a
commitment
One
to stack.
one square at a
Well, I
time.
mean,
One square
this is
at a
a
time.
43 total game. Damn near anything else is 41 or 37.
It's the highest total on the
It's
board.
not a terrible idea to
Yeah.
at least give it a
It's also
look.
like you're betting on one play from Geno. It's not like he has to go and have like a legacy
Yeah,
game.
And yeah, it's two different things.
Right.
There's no correlate at all, really.
So you're eyeing Lamar's touchdowns.
Lamar's touchdown.
What's the hesitation here, Chelly?
I'm just thinking. Sorry, not allowed to think.
No, you're allowed to think. You're allowed to think.
Did you eye, Trent?
I'm eyeing Lamar. I'm eyeing Lamar.
And you're telling me you guys don't want to no stack Mark Andrews with Lamar.
At 1 square at a time.
Yeah.
Let's get through Lamar. Any reason you wouldn't want to take Lamar Jackson?
No.
Gus, right?
There's no reason I wouldn't want to take him. I just would. I think I personally would take Mark Andrews. However, if we all like Lamar, then I can get behind him before Mark Andrews. That's the only reason I hesitated.
Do we like Lamar more than we like Mark?
That's what I. But that's just.
Yes.
It sounds like I'm the only one who likes Mark more than Lamar. Which, if that's the case, then I'm fine. I'll still.
I think I honestly am with Chelly on that. I like Mark Andrews' receptions more than a Lamar square, but I like both a lot, and I'm down to take either.
Trent hates that.
I do. This. It's.
He only hates it because it hasn't been hit. That's the only reason why he hates it.
They don't need it. Like 5 catches. You overlook at how many catches
That's a lot.
5 is, bro. When you're sitting there in the third quarter and he's got 2 or 3, like those next 2 receptions feel like fucking impossible to get. And then you're begging for him to come on the field.
You're
The
spitting.
game script's not there. They're winning by 2 possessions and they're going to be fucking chewing clock. Like it's just I've been fucking riding it every week and it just sucks the soul out of me. That's why I was so in love with Olave's yards versus receptions, because you can get that in one play rather than waiting 4 quarters for the fucking 6th reception to finally come in.
But the 6th reception is usually just a touchdown. My point. The red zone guy.
Well, he gets that without getting 5 or 6. That's the thing.
Exactly. That's why I love fantasy sport.
Yeah.
For Marky Mark.
So are we announcing our commitment and our marriage to Lamar Jackson's touchdowns? Any objections?
Ring on.
None. We are married to Lamar Jackson. Congrats, Lamar. You're in.
Better
MVP.
not
Show me
fuck
why
this
you're
up.
MVP.
Show us why Mahomes shouldn't win MVP and chalk my MVP pick. Lamar TDs. I love the diversity of this entry so far.
I think too, if they get on the goal line against a fucking team that's been run stuff in for the entire season, that's a Lamar read option play call if I've ever seen one.
Dude, I'll tell you what I'm starting to fall in love with is the Mac Jones rush yards.
Wow.
I'm telling you,
Bro, put that shit in the goddamn entry. I'm gonna freak out. Put that shit in there.
Who are the Patriots playing?
Put that shit in there.
I just feel like he's back against the wall. That D line is moose. Like he's going to want to be doing it all. But also, you could make the argument the Commanders are literally putting out a college D line. He might just sit in the pocket all day.
No, their D tackles are good.
The D tackles.
They still have Jonathan Allen. They still got some good pieces that can rush him a little bit.
Also, the fact that Lamar has only thrown 2 touchdowns or gotten 2 touchdowns in one of his last 4, that's even better.
No, we're married to.
That's first hitting. We don't got to stress about it.
We want to stay in that game and discuss a game stack with either Gino or Mark Andrews.
A potential stackeroonie here with Andrews.
Do we want to discuss that, or do we want to move on to the rest of the games? And if we have a square left over, we discuss a game stack.
I like this. I like the most stack. I think Andrews is getting 5 catches at least. We pair that with Lamar personally, but if you want to go Gino, we could go Gino too. Probably don't want to take 3 of those, right?
No, definitely not.
I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys. If Lamar is green, Andrews is also green in fantasy. It's the literal, it's like if Lamar, he's not rushing 2 in, he might rush 1 in, and then the only other person who's targeting the red zone is, well, really no one else.
Well, he targeted Zay
Flowers
Flowers at 8,
He gets
and,
targeted
as
as
a
shit.
and he targeted Odell 3 times last week. 2 of them were PI.
So,
I will say if we are considering a game stack, it would. I'm just not wanting to go receptions for Mark Andrews. If anything, it would be his yards or his fantasy, or even the potential combo square.
Let's just table it. Table it for now.
Table it. Don't want to waste Scraps' time
If we
here.
don't get it, we're good.
So tabling Gino, tabling Mark, tabling Mac. Those are 3 tables.
I kind of real quick before we table. I'm sorry, but Mark Andrews, I think his play would be his yards. To be honest, I'm looking at the tight ends this year and what they're doing against these defenses, and it looks like the Seahawks, they don't give up a bunch of catches. They're like middle of the pack with how many catches they give up to tight ends, but they give up a lot of yards per catch. They're at they're over 11 yards per catch, which is one of the higher averages for any team against tight ends, any defense against tight ends. So I think if Mark Andrews could break 1, he's probably going to smack his yards too. But is that even up?
Yeah, his yards.
I think his yards.
Yeah, it's up. 57.5. I think that might be the look if we end up wanting to go with it. We can pivot for now, but I'm just looking right now. It looks like they give up some bigger passes to tight ends.
Okay.
Can I? Yeah, I'm going to table that. Can I interrupt and say that we are in need of consideration of some lessons?
Well, we're not at the less than games yet. The less than games are fucking that Cardinals Browns
Yeah,
game
here's
and that.
I think that Taysom Hill less than pass yards is about a smack.
I mean, we're going to be in fucking moose. That just seems like one that sucks the soul out of you and kills the whole
it's like
vibe.
second play of the game.
Can we stop thinking about what they look like or feel like and just start picking ones that are going to turn green? Because that one's turning green. That one is literally turning green.
I think Marquise Brown less than receptions turns green as a god.
I don't mind that one either.
I also think Javon really liked that Godwin combo square.
If we're taking something in that game, yeah, I think it should be
If we
that.
take something in that game.
The Godwin and White combo square?
Yeah.
I don't mind that one either. Okay.
So we're halfway home, man. We're halfway home. We've got 3 plays in 3 games. Love that.
He's blue.
I mean, like, I understand the concern of all overs, but I also don't want to sneak force less thans just to put them in there. You know?
I'm married to a square.
What?
Young Hoku. Young Goat Ku.
Dudes.
I'm married to it.
The pitch just didn't make a lot of sense to me.
He's so green, dudes.
That's not why I like him.
Why do you like him?
You want to take the most popular kicker in football?
I mean, it makes sense. If it's green, it's green.
K-Camp, dude, your rat shit vibes are killing me, bro. How do you think this is fucking botched? We have 3 plays in here that we all love. Please keep your rat shit vibes out of chat. Begging it.
Who's bitching?
Fucking K-Camp, dude.
Shit.
He's a guy that if like I will rest my head on my pillow and be like Young Hoku, like was it there? Like, you know what I mean?
I just like don't.
I can't. I'm sorry.
I don't think so.
You guys are
In the
crazy.
NFL, it really has nothing to do with like the actual person that's kicking. Like everyone can make 2 field goals from wherever they are on the field. It's more like will the Falcons be getting?
We got to think about, like, yeah, are their offenses going to stall in the red zone? Are they going to get that many possessions? Are they going to be passing and running the ball? Is that going to give them success?
But it's not.
The Vikings aren't going to be able to move the ball with this fucking Bryce Hall guy.
What's up?
Also, Joshy, do the Bears give up a lot of field goals?
I was going to say Groupie would be my favorite one because, I mean, the Saints are going to move the ball easily on us, and our red zone defense, for how bad our defense is actually decent. So
I'm just gonna say I'm out on feet.
I kind of agree with the no feet though, because like it's just like such like a it's just like only based on the situation. It doesn't have to be a good play or a bad play.
What?
Like no one's missing 25 yards.
Lauren, are you out on feet?
What's the last?
I wouldn't say like totally, but for Ku, yes, just because Heineke. If it was Ritter, I'd be all in.
All in.
But I just can't. I'm
Dude,
sorry.
Heineke
I can't
looked
go to
like
sleep with
The
that.
Vikings
prime.
defense is way better than the
Yeah, he
Tennessee
did play
Titans.
one of the worst secondaries last week in all of football.
and no Drake London, most likely. Like, dude, they're gonna be kicking field goals with Ku. It's gonna be a low scoring game. The total's low. The Vikings are gonna be punting the ball left and right. The Falcons are gonna be able to move the ball with Bijan. I'm just trying to tell you guys that Ku's great.
I would hate to have Shelly at this event as we're watching Ku just.
Yeah, but we're not doing that if he doesn't make the entry. If he doesn't make the entry.
Nah, yeah, if he doesn't make the
Yeah,
entry,
no.
I won't say a word about
We're not
Ku.
doing
He's
that.
5 field goals, but
I don't hate it.
Okay, I'm gonna table it.
I don't hate it.
We've got a nice table here.
Krabs is fuming. He hates Ku.
I know he does.
No, I'm just trying to get ready for BTL. We're good. We're chilling. We're chilling.
Can we zero in on Marquise Brown less than reception square? Let's zero in on that.
Samuel, that never works.
Let's zero in on that.
What do you say?
Everyone just pick one square.
Someone give me a little Phil's nugget on some defensive stats for the Browns and their against
Dude, it is the best defense in football.
against wide receiver ones.
But dude, my only reason for this is if it is fucking Clayton Tune, I don't like that Kyler Murray is up in the air. It doesn't seem like they want to officially rule him out and they don't want to officially rule him in, which scares me on either side. I think you can make an argument for either that he might play or he might not play. If it is Clayton Tune, when you watch as someone that bets guys like Marquise Brown religiously, he's just he's a Mikey Overs guy. He is useless when it comes to running routes. He is probably one of the worst route runners in the NFL. All he is fast. He runs go routes. And if Clayton Tune is the quarterback, I just do not see a world in which you look at the box score and Marquise Brown has fucking 5 catches.
I'll say this: Clayton Tune can't air it out. I'm just gonna say that. I know. I
But
do
it's
it- I
against
see what you're
Cleveland now.
saying.
Like, he has to beat
Yeah.
one of the best secondaries and be open for Clayton Tune to put it in a bucket.
Yeah, if there's a
And
defense
one
I'm
of
trusting,
the-
it's Cleveland.
He's not going to be Tyreek Hill open on a go.
That's going to be matched up with him.
Who?
He's gonna be matched up with Greg.
Or is it Ward?
Ward?
Either way, Greg used to.
But like he has
one
some,
or the other. Yeah.
but also his open, like him being open on a go route isn't Tyreek Hill being open. Like he's gonna have a little window, and Clayton Tune slung it at Houston before they were in a big conference.
Can I say something? I think we've done a really good job of avoiding squares that we don't have a lot of statistical information on so far this season, and taking a risk like that, we have no idea how Tune's going to come out and look. I know that the Browns defense is really good.
That's also true. We know he's worse than Josh Dobbs.
Truth be told, though, if we get Kyler, I'd still take Denzel Ward against Marquise Brown any day.
Yeah, Marquise Brown is not a guy. That's all I can say. He's not a guy. I bet him a lot last year.
Juwan, I need to hear your take on this.
We down to the under.
Juwan's down for the less than.
Down the list.
But you have no idea how Tune's going to come out and look. Like
I'm telling you, I would take it against Kyler too.
That's the difference right there.
It's Denzel Ward in that defense.
That's the
Is
difference.
it yards or receptions?
Receptions. Or yeah, like his receptions, his yards he could get in one catch. But I just don't see him catching 5. I don't know. I will say though, it is gonna fucking kill me if I pitch a lesson and it goes in and he like has a great game. Like that's gonna kill me.
Oh, that literally.
No, Mikey, be confident, bro. It's a good square. I'm looking up to see what the Browns defense has been doing recently. If they've been giving up a lot of yards or catches to their number one receivers. I'm looking right now.
I could
They've been significantly better at home, which matchups have helped that too. But when the Browns are in Cleveland, they've been scrappy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which I mean, everybody remembers the Niners game.
And they're going to need to win this game.
We need Miles Garrett just to be pressuring.
Their defense
Michael
is.
Pittman had 2 receptions against them, and they had 38 points. The Colts scored 38 points.
Colts scored 38 points, and Pittman only had 2 receptions. Okay.
Let's see.
Keep going.
Niners.
I'm with it.
Most receptions is 4.
Mikey Lester.
I'm with it, dude. I'm with it. I'm starting them in fantasy this week. I'm gonna need them to show the fuck
We
up.
don't care about fantasy.
5, and Trent said it best. 5 receptions is a lot.
It's a lot, dude.
It's a lot.
More than you think it is.
I'm looking only like 1 or 2 people have done that. Like Tyler Lockett, Josh Downs.
What has he been averaging?
And
Like, is that why it's so
Mark
high?
Andrews.
He had 6. So he had 6 catches against the Ravens for 33 yards. That was the last game with Josh Dobbs.
Okay.
Against the Seahawks, who I think have a pretty comparable secondary, he had 3 catches. Against the Rams, he had.
Mods, can you put
4
AG Moore in the
catches.
bin, please?
It's going to be a sweat. Like, I don't want us to think this is going to be a free square. Like, he's either going to finish at 4 or we're getting banged out. I truly think that this is going to be very sweaty. Like, he might have 3 catches in the first half, and then we're sweating him not getting.
Yeah.
Yeah, also the Cardinals could be getting blown out though, and they're just fucking.
Why would they want to fucking feed
Could be
you?
garbage
Or
time.
why would they want to feed them? They're
He's not
getting
a guy
blown
who's-
out.
I really think Tune is going to struggle mightily in this game, and that's why you're seeing the total down to 37.5. I mean, that's low. I don't think Tune's going to do shit against this Cleveland defense at home. I don't think it's going to be a problem. I think we trust Mikey less down here.
Dude, this is going to fucking kill me.
No, dude.
It also helps though. I think everybody's talking about Jerome Ford running against that defense. That seems like a book of chew game at its
Book
finest.
of chew game.
Especially if it's TJ Walker and not Deshaun Watson.
That is going to be a quick game. Yeah.
Have TOP out the ass. The Browns are. So at least I think we're going to get a little less than time on the Cardinals on the field.
Just going to make a little argument against it. They did just play the Seahawks. I would compare Tyler Lockett's speed with Marquise Brown, and Tyler Lockett had 8 catches for 81 yards. So, like, it's not a free less than.
And who was playing
The thing is, they also have Lockett.
That was Gino.
And they have Geno Smith.
They have Lockett, DK, Gino, and that was in Seattle.
Yeah.
JSN, yeah. Now you have Marquise Brown and Rondale Moore.
Yeah, I can't find a single game where a receiver had more than 4 catches when the Browns were home, no matter how good or bad they were.
I want to take this, and I don't want to put this on Mikey over his shoulders.
I love it.
I love it.
Here's the thing, too. I don't want to be the weatherman, but it makes sense, and windy unders are a fantastic
You
system.
guys sold the fuck out.
50-degree temperatures, rain showers, and 15-mile-per-hour winds.
Oh,
Highest
yeah.
on
do it.
state.
Yeah.
Projected.
Put it in.
I
Everybody,
just don't I need a promise that I don't want eyes on me if this goes more than.
No,
I won't
it's-
even fucking look in your direction if
Yeah,
he
you
catches
said
two
it.
screen
We're all
passes.
in
I'm gonna
this.
be staring at you the whole game.
We're all in this together. We're
But
married
this
to
is,
it. I
because you're
fucking
doing
love it.
less than.
Married to Marquise Hollywood Brown, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Let's fucking go.
Aye.
But
We're good.
know all this info and they're still setting at 4.5. Shut the fuck up, Alex. the hell up, dude.
It's just that nobody's taking the time to lab it well enough.
We have our first less than, folks.
3-hour stream left.
Yeah.
Huh?
No
We
one's
are-
a 3-hour stream left.
4 out of 6 down. 2 more. 2
Dude,
more.
Kyle's going to be in Moose.
What squares are we picking from?
Just remember that Javon even said it. He would take it with Kyler.
Yeah, he did back you up on that.
Oh, dude.
You get a round of applause for that, yeah.
Yes, sir. That was a great one.
You can't bolt it.
I know. I thought I was doing it.
Sorry,
Oh,
sorry. It's your job. Your job.
Why do I want to take Rashad White more than rush yards so bad?
We got it. We gotta
Trust the
get.
Bucks fan here.
We gotta get Javon Oink here, man.
Bro.
He really likes that touchdown square.
If we're taking a buck square, it is the touchdown square.
There it is.
Mhm.
I think.
Pega, everyone else was on board.
It's all right.
It's going to haunt me. I agree. If it goes more than, it's going to fuck. But if it goes more than, it's going to give me even more reason to be like, this is why I don't take fucking
Dude,
less.
all
Yeah.
he does is chirp.
It's fine. You're worried about Pega?
That's all he does.
You're worried about fucking Pega.
Chirp from Brazil.
Chirps, bro.
The dude has nothing good to say except chirps.
All right,
Ever.
come on, just take me to this Bucks game.
Wait, before we go to the Bucks game, do we circle back? Because this would be our take me home piece, no? Yeah, it would.
What?
They're all at the same time.
Relative.
No. I'm saying like as we go through, I'm looking at Trent's slate here. Like, are we going back to the Vikings Falcons or are we game stacking the Ravens before we get? Because we know we're getting at least one square from Bucks Titans, right? That's going to be the last square of the 6 piece. However, we did go through and say we're going to table that. So let's go back to what we tabled. Either
No, let's go through first and get our square from every game that we're taking before we go back and double up on one.
okay, yeah, that's fine.
I think we just. I mean, at the
I
end of
think
the
we take
day,
the touchdown square.
at the end of the
So
day,
bad, Don. So bad.
I'm more than happy to just. Even though I don't love the combo TD square, I'm fucking willing to just take Javon's milk and put it in there. And if it doesn't hit, I'm happily charging that to the game.
Man, we
And
can't charge him for $2,000 free entries.
But I feel like Chat would also want to do the same. If Chat's in our shoes, they're listening to Javon and they're putting his square in there.
What's the square?
No considerations. Chat, am I
Rashad
wrong?
Plus Godwin touchdown.
Am I wrong?
I really do like it too.
There's nobody on this couch you'd rather just fucking put it in there, right?
Dude.
Yo, tell me I'm wrong. Thank you. No one's fucking saying it. No one's saying I'm wrong. Not lying. Gotta have just one Javon square meat on table in there.
Aye.
Aye.
Let's do it.
We're going combo touchdown square. Godwin, White. We're married to it.
I gotta do Mike Evans just called us third.
We have one more take me home. One more take me home. Combo TV.
Degenerate.
DJ Party 38.
Booth or
Whoa.
table?
Right over here.
All right, chat. Who's tucking me mine?
Chad is locked.
Who's tucking
It's got to be Mac Jones or Geno Smith. Rushing yards.
Dude, have you looked at that Kenneth Walker and Odell Beckham touchdown square?
Combo square.
Everyone has been so down on both of those players, and they're the same square. That is disgusting.
It's a weird square.
Wait, K9's in a combo square? He's usually up by himself for a touchdown.
Yeah, I know.
He did it for himself.
But he's
He's
playing
making-
Raiders.
He hasn't scored the last 2 weeks either.
Yeah,
Yeah, but they fed him on the 1 yard line 4 times and he got stuffed, and that never happens.
Mm-hmm.
Just look at that square and just give me what your head says.
Is he hurt though?
This is an interesting point too. Kenneth only got a 50% snap share last week.
Yeah. Charbonnet was
That's my point. That was all over Twitter, and then they still put him up there.
Well, they didn't put him up by himself.
They combined him with Moose Beckham.
But who was getting the goal line? Chat. Who was getting the goal line touches? That's the only thing we would care about. We don't really care about
Calf injury for Kenneth. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
We don't have
fuck
to touch.
that.
I don't want to DNP this.
A sneaky DNP could be so smart.
Walker was getting the goal line carries.
What is that gown?
We gotta wrap it with a bow on top and me mock talked. Who's taking us home, man?
If I were to put my hand up, Mark Andrews or Mac Jones.
I
So
like
you guys-
those 2 squares a lot.
It sucks, Chad, because literally the usual suspects in every surgical 6, we can't take either of them. It fucking sucks. Any of them. Cowboys, Niners, Dolphins,
Dude, stoned. I couldn't agree more.
Eagles.
I'll put meat on tape for Q.
I
But
think
no,
we're
if not
agreeing
everybody
to
wants
no
it,
feet.
yeah. But if not everyone wants it, it's all right. I don't have to.
I could be persuaded to coup.
Dude,
If you're putting meat on table,
for young goat Q.
we might just
Is
have
it in a dome?
Boots.
in Atlanta. Yeah.
See, I don't love Crab's vibe on it.
Krabs hates it.
I don't like that square. I'm just gonna say it. I'm not gonna lie.
We
I
already
don't
didn't.
like it.
We already didn't put in Kamara. Like they don't all not hit. Some of them are green.
I just hate the
Dude,
reason
if you give me an actual football reason why you want to take it.
Dude,
So
it's a field goal
I
fest.
think we stick with the original fucking rule. I'm sorry.
yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I do.
That's fine. That's fine.
yeah.
That was the one rule. We said no feet.
Listen, nobody in this competition is gonna fucking take max rush yards.
Literally
Nobody.
no chance.
Nobody is gonna take.
He said he'll give 5 subs if anyone else has Mac Jones over rushing in their entry.
Mac Jones is running for 4.
I've got Lauren, I've got Javon telling me that shit's fucking green. They lab this shit too. They take these rush yards for quarterbacks weekly.
You know who labs the shit too? PP. And they're putting up Mac Jones rushing yards. The 2 times that I can remember off the top of my head, that square being up is the 2 green bars you see on the chart, especially the Bills game. I had that in a lot of entries for the Bills game. So they're putting it up knowing that Chase Young just got traded, knowing that Montez Sweat just got traded. So on paper, this is one of the weakest defensive lines he's had to face. And they're coming into game 1 without their 2 best players on the defensive line. So how the fuck does Mac Jones get pressure out of the pocket and run? It's because they're going to run him up the middle, and he's going to get to the outside and run for 5 or 6 yards in the first quarter.
In the last 5, there's only been 2 games he's had more than 1 rush attempt.
How are
Needs
the
coverage
Vikings red zone defense?
11-7.
The Vikings.
Yeah.
The defense is better.
Their defense is actually not bad. Yeah.
Imagine we get fucked on Mac Jones kneeing the ball at the end of the game.
I'd cry. I would actually cry.
The Pats are getting in victory formation.
Yeah, I don't know if they're getting victory formation.
Maybe.
I don't know that like as much as I want it to be so fucking surgical and sharp. It's just,
Trent, do you want to go to a foot? We can.
do I want to go feet?
Yeah.
If you guys aren't all on board with it, let's not do it because I also don't want to be
We
responsible
have
for
to be
something.
fully sold on
Exactly,
this last square.
exactly.
If there are any thoughts, any second guesses,
I
about
just
the
don't want
last
to
square, it's
overthink
not
it
good.
either. You know, that's the thing. Be thinking too much.
Mini Hacker asks, why aren't we taking any goats? Lamar Jackson's literally in the entry.
Lamar Jackson's a goat.
MVP combo.
I just know all eyes are going to be on me when Marquise Brown is.
No, dude,
Relax,
I
If you're
love
no,
relax.
stop. If you're already doing that, we're
Dude,
taking it
stop.
off.
Yeah, if you're already doing that, it's out.
All right, I think, Trent, you need to make your face is on it, your name is on it. Obviously, it's a group entry, but you need to make the decision on if we are allowing feet or not.
Yeah, true.
And then let's have a serious conversation about whether or not we're putting a fucking foot in there.
In the dome.
Let's look at all of them.
Dude, everything. I just think that you rest your head on your pillow, and let's say Young Hoku misses and Mac Jones misses. When you rest your head on your pillow, which one do you
Like,
sleep?
go
we're
why the
not
fuck
playing
we
these to
put
miss though. Like it shouldn't even matter what you think happens.
If it was like Justin Tucker, yeah, I'd rest my head.
Yeah, I agree. Who
Commanders
hasn't been,
give up
like,
the
hit,
second
like,
most
like-
rush yards to QBs on the season.
Yeah, I mean it's because of their defensive line that they're missing parts of that, so it's not the same. But still,
Trent, you need to make the call.
Fuck, chat. I'm in a debacle. There's really nothing else tabled. I mean, we could always
There's so many other squares, dude.
go back to Mark.
Dude, we have Gino, Mark, Mac, and Koo table.
yeah.
So either you say we're taking feet and we have a conversation about Koo and Nixon, or you're not taking feet, Nixon.
Let's just decide now on. Fuck, dude. Krabs, you're killing me, man.
Dude, I mean, do you want me to like fake it or tell you how I'm actually feeling?
I don't want you to fake
No,
it.
don't fake it,
Okay.
guys. I don't want the vibe.
I think we respectfully keep that square out.
That's fine.
Just because it's fucking green as a gob and he's like the trendiest, coolest, funnest kicker ever. I love Young Hoku. He's a beast. He's fun. He throws his helmet after he kicks game-winning kicks. But I'll tell you what, he ain't turning green. That square is not hitting.
That's fine.
I think we go with another direction. I think we go Gino rush yards. I think we go Mac rush yards. I think we're sleeping on some of these Texans. I wouldn't mind going with Collins or Dell fantasy score maybe. And I think there's a couple others as well that we have written down too. We've got that Godwin and Rashad White tutty. Right? So we could take that tutty square. I don't hate that.
We are
in there.
we are on the Rashad. That's the fifth leg, Krabs. The Rashad Godwin's the fifth leg.
Is that in there confirmed?
Yeah, we're
confirmed.
married to it.
You already have Logan in there.
Also, Young Ho is not a great job. He's 3 out of his last 5.
Like Stroud got bumped up.
Krabs,
Collins got bumped up.
Krabs, here's what I want you to do. I feel like all the ones that have been tabled are ones that you like. I need you to pick 1 or 2 and sell
I think the best squares left on the board. Okay. If this is the 5-piece we have locked in right now, and I'm showing it on the screen if you guys can't see it, I think the best options we have left would be backing Nico Collins, the best receiver on the Texans, to go over his fantasy score. We saw his receiving yards get bumped up. Javon literally said it to me. He looked me in the eyes and told me this up in Buffalo. He said, what do the Bucs do? They give up a ton of yards to the best receiver on the team. So I think we back Nico Collins, whether it's fantasy score or whether it's receiving yards, which already got bumped up against the Bucs in a game we think there's going to be points. If we think the Bucs are going to be winning, that means that Stroud's going to be in a negative game script. He's going to have to be passing the ball, and his passing yards also got bumped up too. I think it's going to be the Nico Collins game. Everybody was on him last week, including myself. He didn't do shit. We know what happens then. The next day, he's going to look like fucking Calvin Johnson out there. And I want to be on him when he does. And I think the Texans and I think CJ Stroud are fucking good. And I think their offense is going to shine this week. And I love to see them already getting bumped up. One of the few bumps already on PrizePicks, guys. It's only Wednesday. Okay? Nico Collins better have a fucking field day this week.
That was a really good sell job.
I think Nico Collins is the only one that's going to do anything on that offense. So I have no issues taking him.
You sold the shit out of
That's the square you like the most out of all the ones we tabled. That wasn't
That's
a
a
table
square.
that came out of the
That's a
woodwork.
square that I feel in my heart is hitting. Yep. It's it.
And that's also one you could charge it to the game. You took the best receiver.
You can blame me for it if it doesn't hit. I don't give a shit.
Let
'Cause
every
I'll be pissed too if it loses. I don't care if people chirp me for that. You can blame it all on me.
Yeah.
I don't give a hoot.
So I could get behind that too.
I'm down for Nico Collins. Listen, I know you have BTL in 8 minutes. We have until 4 p.m. Eastern to submit this shit. What if we take our time, step away from the entry,
Yup.
Yes.
back,
I fucking love that.
Yes.
and recoup?
I fucking
Yes. I think we recoup in an hour and we finalize.
Let's come
Amen.
back. How about we wrap this up? We send the boys in the gang to BTL. We run a surge stream for a bit. I'll run one because I need some NBA whales. And we'll come back to this shit.
Do you want to, Trent, do you want to do Surge for a little bit? You get your NBA fix, and then maybe we hop on and finalize this thing at the end of Surge?
Down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah? You think maybe 30-45 for Surge? You hear some NBA cake, and then we pivot to finalizing the century?
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm in.
Wow, that was a great call.
Just grown-up decision here, chat. Let's fucking go.
I'm in.
Absolutely.
Fuck yeah. All right. Krabs, are you able to wrap her up for us?
100%. Chats, if you guys didn't get the picture already, all right, we're going to run BTL here in a couple minutes, talk some CBB. We got Jim Root coming on from 3-Man Weave, talking some SEC CBB, and we're going to talk some plays for tonight, and then we're going to do the Surge at 2 p.m. Eastern. Trent's going to go over some NBA plays, and then we're all going to hop back on towards the end of Surge, probably around 2:45, 3 p.m. Eastern, and we're going to hop on and finalize this damn entry. And I love the way it's going. I like the way it's moving. I like the way it's grooving. I think we have a really good start, chat, and we're going to finalize this before 4 p.m. That's the game plan. All right? W's.
That's being locked.
That's just
What we
being
just
locked.
did.
W's. Chats, stick around. All right? We're going to close this puppy down. Stick around. We got plenty of content the rest of the day. All right, chat? We'll be seeing.
Be seeing.